Okay.
Jargon Scott, welcome to the Basic Podcast. Thank you so much for being my first victim for testing out this
Oh
this
no.
new adventure I'm starting myself on. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you agreed to be my first guest for the show. So it's been 2 weeks since the end of My Little Pony. How have you been taking it so far?
Falling into the hole of depression.
Have you really?
No, not really. I'm not any more depressed than I was before.
Yeah. Did you catch the leaks?
I okay when the leaks happened, I looked them up,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't watch the episodes
Okay.
because I knew everybody was going to be spreading them around.
Yeah, yeah.
So like we're I knew just everybody was gonna be just throwing leak stuff everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know like the board was like it was mostly contained to the spoiler thread, but yeah, it was definitely kind of flooded.
Yeah, I avoided the spoiler. I avoided the board for a while
Yeah, that was
because of
that was
that.
good thinking on your part.
But I looked up. I got like the bullet points of it, so
Mm-hmm.
I knew what was like. I knew the major things. I saw like the time skip,
Yeah.
the Princess Twilight 2.0.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that everyone flocked to the most. I know that was the first thing I saw when it came to the leaks. I know that image of Princess Twilight and Chad Spike, which fucking
Chad
Chad.
Spike looks funny.
The Chad Spike is literally like an actual meme come to life. When I first saw that screen cap of them, I was like, "No way, that's fucking bullshit. There's no way that's real." And then I looked into it, and I think it was some streaming service from the Netherlands that had leaked it.
Yeah,
And
it was the Netherlands.
yeah, it was the Netherlands. So and thankfully they offered like a free 2 week trial. So and that's how I watched the last episodes. They were all in whatever the fuck they speak in the Netherlands. Dutch, is it? Yeah,
Yeah, it would be Dutch.
yeah, they speak Dutch. So I had no idea what they're saying, but like the visuals was good enough.
Yeah, I saw like somebody or there was a few people like translated it immediately.
Yeah, yeah, which I mean, thank God for that. But I didn't really care for it. I got the gist of it just from the visuals alone. Um, it was decent in that regard.
Yeah,
There,
I didn't watch the I didn't watch the finale until like the day that it actually aired.
good. Yeah, before it actually aired, there was an English leak of the finale. So I watched the English leak just for the sake of like understanding what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And I didn't really bother watching the actual premiere because I had already seen it, and also I work on Saturdays anyway, so I
No, yeah.
missed I missed it anyways. It was fine.
Oh man, let me tell you something then. I watched it through the MLP anniversary live stream,
Yeah, yeah.
and okay, I don't know if you know or not, but that the week before
Hmm.
the week before the series finale,
Right.
they were playing. It also fell on the anniversary,
Yes. Yeah.
so they started playing from season one all the way to season nine.
I knew they were doing that. Did you like watch a good portion of the anniversary stream then?
Yeah, I watched a good portion of that because they put up everything. They put up everything that's pony related.
Including
So
EQG?
yeah,
Nice.
they put all the show, EQG, the movie, Rainbow Road Trip,
Hmm.
and a ton of they had a bunch of like buffer room in there
Yeah.
to because they wanted it to coincide with the live stream
Right.
of the finale. So they had all that going on, and then they were airing like YouTube poops and old music and everything in between. And it was so good. But the entire week going up to it was run through SciTube.
Mm-hmm.
They had a minimum of like 300 people there the entire time.
Nice.
And on Saturday, it jumped to like just over 1,000 people.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. And they had to take out like they had to change the SciTube room. They took out like chat icons, emotes.
Oh, jeez.
They took out like any pop-ups or anything. They took it to like bare bones,
right?
So they could stream, because there were so many people in there that it was just like messing up the servers.
Yeah, I was I knew they were doing the anniversary stream, and I went in on the first day they started the stream, when they started with the first few episodes of season 1. And I was in there, and I was watching the chat, and they were spamming the shit with all kinds of emojis.
Yeah.
But I wish I had that week off just so I could join in on the shit posting, because it was like something out of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where the audience was like sort of reacting with emojis and certain things. Like whenever Spike spoke, people were posting Spike emojis and reacting along with it. It looked like it was just fun all around.
Oh, one of my favorite things was whenever songs come on, but especially the intro song.
Yeah,
they would start spamming that flossing Lyra gif. So like the chat would just be going crazy with it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like something they would do.
And always, every single time when it got to like the last friends in the intro, when it's like that really long stretched out friends,
right,
they would spam a white flag emoji, and it was because it was called France.
Oh.
And just every single time.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
You could put like 3 episodes within an hour.
Right, yeah.
No commercials or anything. So 3 times an hour, you got flossing Lyras and white flags.
No, okay. What did they do whenever the credits played, though?
Pretty much same thing. They had a bunch of there's a bunch of like dancing gifs in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm aware. And like if they had the flossing Lyra, I'm sure they also had the dancing Apogee, because they're both
dancing
the same
Apogee.
artist.
There was a like a dancing. No, it's from like one of the episodes in the first season. They had a dancing marble. They had that they spammed. There was a bunch of stuff that they spammed.
Okay. I think I know the dancing marble. It was from that Cutie Mark Chronicles episode from Pinky's Family.
Yeah. When like when Pinky gets her Cutie Mark and throws a party.
Yeah. Yep. I know I know the dance you're talking about. Yeah.
But it was all that.
Oh,
but
man.
I know, like, I think they got close to crashing SciTube because
I'm sure
the MLP anniversary one, it topped out, from what I know, at like 1,080 people.
Jesus.
Around that number. And then the other one that was running at the same time was
I think it was Derby.tv.
I think so, but it was the one that was, because I think MLP anniversary is like the 4chan one.
Yes.
And the other one was run through like Equestria Daily. And that one had more people. It had like 1,500 people in it.
And that was for Equestria Daily?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you've got like 2,500 horse fuckers there. Just ready to fucking crash a website.
Jeez. Yeah, I heard quite a few times, especially when it got near the finale. I heard there was some serious lagging issues, but I didn't know it was so bad that they had to disable so many features.
Oh, I watched most of that Saturday, and like just more and more people came in through the day, and excuse me, and like before it like a good bit before the finale aired, it started dragging.
Oh yeah.
Like it started the lag got real bad. And I remember they were like telling people to stop refreshing because every refresh was like pinging their server or something.
Yeah.
And they had people that were like doing it all the time, and they were like, you got to stop this, we're gonna crash. Oh, but yeah, the finale itself was great, or at least like the experience of watching it. Like,
oh yeah.
And like I think the MLP anniversary one, they ended up, to cut down on lag, they ended up playing like the saved episode that they had,
right,
instead of live streaming it.
Yeah.
And they kind of lined it up with the live stream.
Okay, sounds about right.
They played GAC commercials in between
oh god,
the episodes.
Fucking GAC.
GAC.
God damn it.
God, I was there for like, I started watching in like first season.
Yeah. Oh, so you got on the ride like right around when it started then?
I got on the ride like halfway through first season.
Okay, so
and I remember
pretty much the beginning.
Yeah. And I remember like season 3 live streams, and like I remember when the GAC meme was made.
Yeah.
Because they like they run commercial breaks all the time, and they would always have
the fucking
commercials
GAC.
for GAC. And it was always like GAC, GAC, GAC. Yeah, that shit was so good.
How did you first get like caught on to My Little Pony? Like what made you check it out?
How did I get on this ride?
Yeah.
Shit posting on 4chan.
Oh yeah? Were you, like, did you go to MLP first, or like what was the board you lurked the most?
I didn't go to MLP for a little while. Like not the board. Because I remember when it was first made, and I was like, this is gonna be some shit like how they had a furry board for a bit.
Yeah.
And then they everybody who posted on it got permabanned.
Yes. Yeah.
Like full ban from like the website. And I was like, oh no, this is gonna be like that again. But I think the first episode I watched like live, or relatively live, I watched it on TV, was what was it? Fall Weather Friends?
Mm-hmm.
The one where Applejack and Rainbow Dash race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. That was like one of the first ones I watched. But you know, like I was aware of the show because of the internet.
Yeah.
And I even remember, what was that website that had that wrote that article that got everybody interested in the show?
I couldn't say. I know there was like a lot of reporting.
Yeah. No. Okay. I think it was Cartoon Brew.
Cartoon Brew?
Yeah. It was like within like within the premiere of the show or something, they put up an article about the hub, and it was called like the death of creator-driven cartoons. And that's like one of the things that got people like to take interest in the show.
Yeah.
Because they just like they make this article, or somebody writes this article, and it's just like shit talking the hub and like all the shows that were on it at the time.
Yeah.
And just being like, these are nothing but like glorified like toy commercials.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that article right now.
Yeah. But I remember like seeing that article.
Yeah.
And this was like, before everybody like hopped on and started, all this horse shit posting.
Mm-hmm. Oh damn! This article was written like a week or so after the series premiered.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
because I know like nobody like there was a little bit of a quiet time where nobody like the show was out but nobody really like did anything.
Right.
Nobody had like latched onto it and made it explode yet.
So, but like, do you so when you said you watched Fall Weather Friends, did you like catch it on TV as it
Yeah, I
was
caught it
airing?
on. Yeah, I caught it like on. I don't remember. I remember that at the time I had like a DVR,
Mm-hmm.
so I would just set it to record like any My Little Pony that came on,
But
and
but do you remember like the thing that like when you first heard about My Little Pony and then you started was there something that like really caught your interest and made you decide, okay, I'll tune into it and see what
I
it's
don't know. I
about.
think it was just because at the time, like this is like when it was starting out, and
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it, and I was like, initially you're like, this is stupid kids show. What are you going on about?
Mm-hmm.
Like what why does everybody keep memeing and spamming this stuff? Like this this horse cartoon's for little girls. It's gay. Nobody cares. And so eventually, like I just checked it out, and I remember I think it was like Fall Weather Friends. And I was like, this show ain't bad. Then I started watching more, and then one thing led to another, and now I'm here.
Yeah, as far as like episodes to get you hooked into the show, Fall Weather Friends is pretty high up there.
Yeah.
For me, I know one of my first exposures to My Little Pony was actually one of the YouTube poops. It was the Night of Pony PMV, where it's like that really high energy PMV. Like
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of them, but I'm not sure if you know the one I'm talking about.
Uh,
Let me
somewhat.
let me see if I
I
can pull it up for you.
Okay.
But yeah, like Night of Pony was my first exposure to My Little Pony, and like it's a really weird high energy shitpost, and with that being your first exposure to it, you're thinking like, okay. So I didn't pay much attention to it, and like a lot of people who were slow to get on the ride, I was one of those detractors that was like, oh, My Little Pony is like fucking dumb shit. I don't care. Get that shit away from my face. And I shit talked it a lot. But then it was during the hiatus between seasons 2 and 3 that I got a Netflix subscription, and I saw that My Little Pony was in it, and I was like, okay, well, if this is part of my subscription, I might as well check it out. And
I really think the hiatuses helped
yes,
because you had people like making all kinds of stuff in between seasons.
hmm
And I especially think that first hiatus, the one between 1 and 2, is probably what like cemented it as a thing.
yeah, oh,
Because
yeah,
you had a ton of people just hopping on and making all kinds of stuff, and be it like PMVs or art or like YouTube poops or whatever.
or in my case, fan fiction.
Yeah, a bunch of fan fiction.
Yeah, it's that's the one thing that like I kind of wish I was there for the beginning of the ride, because the amount of energy and the sheer amount of content that was
Oh,
just being
yes.
made by all of these people, it was fucking insane. Like people, like, okay, you say people got on the ride, but like people don't describe what the ride was like. It was like a super fast roller coaster that was whipping you about with how fucking fast and just how intense the energy was.
Yes, exactly.
And a lot of the content that like still goes to this day with how energetic it was in those early days, like the fan fiction cupcakes, the fan fiction what the fuck, it was with Rainbow Dash,
Rainbow
yeah,
Factory.
Rainbow Factory, yeah. And all of the fucking songs people were making, all they had was one season to go off, and you have all of this content to consume. It's like, what the hell is this fandom?
Yes.
What is it about this show that has people going wild to make all this shit for it? So
God, I remember during the season 1 hiatus, like you weren't even sure if you were getting a season 2 yet.
yeah.
Like there were people like they're just gonna cancel it. It's like we may get like 2 seasons, but they might just end up canceling it.
Yeah, I for one certainly didn't expect the series to last as long as it did. Like, when it comes to children's cartoons, you're lucky to get 5 seasons at most.
Yeah.
But I think it was... We definitely have the adult fans to thank for making it last as long as it did. Because if it was just for... If only little girls watched the show, and probably some boys too, if it was just them, it probably would have died out probably around 2015 or so.
Yeah.
And we...
Yeah,
And we might have gotten like a few specials, but never an actual theatrical release of a movie.
Yeah, it would have been like maybe 3, maybe 4 seasons and a couple specials, and then like it would have been like spread out, and it would have just like faded away. It would have like not gotten an actual finale or anything.
Yep. And it just would have been like another check mark on for Hasbro. It's like, oh, okay, well that's Gen 4. I guess we can try to work on Generation 5. We'll see how that goes.
It would have just been like, well, that was a show.
Yeah. That made some toys off it.
It would have been like how they did like Dan Versus instead of
Man, poor Dan Versus.
Dude, I
poor
love
Dan Versus.
Poor Dan, man. That show was great.
Yeah.
And it, like everything else that was on Hub and like around at the time, it had such a different energy to it.
It did.
Because it was like slightly like pessimistic and just like it had an this might not be the best way I can describe it, but like it had an edge to it that wasn't like, I think the show would have been worse if they put it on like Adult Swim or something.
Yeah,
and
probably.
let them like go all out with it.
What I really enjoyed about the Hub when I was able to like watch it and when it was around was the promos they would run between episodes. Yeah. And I especially loved the little crossover they had between Dan Versus and My Little Pony, especially his interaction with Pinkie Pie. Which, seeing some of those promos, I can understand why there's like a very small subsection that ships Dan and Pinkie together.
Oh.
And Discovery Family's doing all right with their promos. I don't really care for what they do, but I definitely like the way the Hub did it, because they had this sort of cartoon universe going on with the Hub, similar to what Cartoon Network had going on, where all of the cartoons live in the city together.
Yeah, dude, those the early Cartoon Network stuff like that, like roughly around 2000, like earlier 2000s, that stuff was so good. Like you had that, but then you also had like in the 90s where they just had the promos where all the cartoons interacted with each other.
Yeah, I know. Do you remember Cartoon Friday?
Yes, I do.
Dude, that shit was the best.
Dude, what the fuck happened to them, man?
I know.
You used to be like, hey, when's new cartoons coming on? Friday night. Yeah, boy. And then now it's like, when do new cartoons come on? And I don't fucking know, whenever they show up online, I guess.
Yeah, that is pretty much. And I mean, yeah, I guess the internet is sort of to blame for like well, with the internet you can just watch it whenever. Like, you can even pirate it. Before the internet, they really put a lot of effort into the promos for the network to like let you know, like, oh yeah, get excited for all these cartoons coming on Friday. And then like whenever Friday night came around, as you said, you had all these cartoons interacting with each other, and they were custom made cartoons with custom lines from the voice actors.
Yes.
And that shit was awesome. And I still remember the jingle for Cartoon Fridays, and it was a few months ago. I specifically looked up that jingle because it was comfier times. And also I just love music. And the music they made for Cartoon Fridays was nice. It felt good all around.
They used to do a ton of music for like Cartoon Network and all that.
Yeah.
And they would have like, do you remember like some of the stuff? They would have like little music videos air in between shows.
Yes, the fucking one for the Powerpuff Girls every time. I still remember that.
That one, I remember that Dexter one.
I don't remember the Dexter one.
It was like a Dexter one, and it was like kind of like, I think it was kind of like a rap, but it wasn't like.
I think I have vague memories.
Yeah.
All like the as far as it comes to music for Dexter's Lab, all I remember is the one musical episode they did.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yo. Oh, I fairly recently I remembered that like Dexter's Lab existed.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like the later half of Dexter's Lab existed, and what the fuck happened there?
Yeah, I know what happened. It was similar to what happened with Jake Long, American Dragon, where between seasons they like revamped the animation studio for whatever reason, and it changed the style.
It went from hand drawn to Flash animation.
Yes.
And it was like early 2000s Flash animation.
Yeah, like
where it was
MLP
like
Gen 3.5 Flash animation.
Ooh.
That was bad. I don't know what they were thinking with Flash animating Dexter's Lab, because the hand animation was so much better, and it looked better. I don't know. I mean, I guess like to save cost, obviously, but
I was gonna say I believe that they cut a bunch of cost.
Yeah,
I think they also got the creator. I think the creator left the show at the time.
Oh yeah, probably that sounds about right.
They still kept it going.
Yeah,
like without his input.
Yeah,
which is always a good idea.
Did Dexter's Lab even have seasons? I don't remember being seasons. All I remember is just cartoons being made, and it's
just showing episodes.
Yeah, just showing it.
I think it technically has seasons.
Yeah,
I think they're kind of longer seasons.
Yeah, very long seasons.
But I think it's like 1 and 2 were the old, like the hand drawn, and like 3 and 4 were Flash animated.
Yeah.
So there's like a clear split in there.
Yeah. I know there's like, as far as like ambiguous seasons goes, there was something similar with the Batman animated series where there technically weren't seasons. They just animated episodes in batches and pushed them out and just worked on other ones, and there weren't really seasons. So.
Excuse me. Didn't Batman have that thing where it swapped animation style too? Yeah, it did, because it did. They swapped to like you had like the earlier stuff where it was like its own thing, and then it started trying to be like the Superman TV show, because I think it was the same. It was like the same animators worked on it.
Yeah.
So they revamped it, and like it changed somewhat, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, I think with that, they kept all of because all of those DC Comics cartoons for Cartoon Network, they were all pretty much by the same studio. They all had the same animation style. The Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Teen Titans animated series. You could tell it was all done by the same people. So I think and even Batman Beyond was done by the same people. You could tell.
Yeah. But Batman Beyond looks so good. It still looks good.
It still looks great. But as far as what you're talking about when it came to the change in animation style, I think it was they probably cut off that production and rebooted it and reimagined it.
Maybe I'd have to look
because I know there have been so many different iterations for animated Batman series, because there was the one with Mark Hamill as the Joker, and then they did another Batman series where like it was really edgy and the Joker wasn't the Joker, he was some like really weirdly drawn psychopath. And then there's Batman Brave and the Bold animated series, which was
I've got it on good authority from a friend that the Brave and Bold series is really good. It's like really underrated.
Yeah.
Like people don't give it a chance because it's like it looks so goofy.
It does look goofy, but I haven't watched it because I never got around to it, but it does look like that 60s Batman camp, which I love.
Yeah, I love 60s Batman.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I need to watch that series one day just to see how hilariously bad it is, but like hilariously bad, but in a good way.
Yeah.
What else?
But yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think the Batman animated series, like when they changed the animation style, it wasn't like a reboot. It was still the same series. They just swapped like how it looked. And I feel like it kind of lost some like charm when it did that.
Yeah, it's because the animation style they had going for all of those DC cartoons initially was great. It was awesome. I loved what they were doing, but as you said, it's when you switch to Flash, you lose a certain charm to it. Not so much with MLP Friendship is Magic though, because it was rough and a bit stiff at first, but as the series went on, they fleshed it out a lot more and made it more typically animated as you would expect.
Yeah. I've thought this like the entire time, but like even early Pony, like they work within the confines of Flash.
Mm-hmm.
They don't try to make them like, it's not like trying to animate humans in it or something.
Yeah.
Because there's some like Flash animated shows that just they put humans in it and it just looks weird.
Wonky. The first thing I think about is Johnny Test.
True.
Yeah, it's ugh. I don't think I could watch Johnny Test.
For some reason, this was like the late 2000s when it was on Cartoon Network all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would just leave Cartoon Network on, and Johnny Test was on all the goddamn time.
Ugh. I think I remember hearing that as a common criticism of Cartoon Network at the time.
Like people think like, I mean, like maybe maybe how they are now with like Teen Titans Go is kind of bad.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But like, I've heard like some of Teen Titans Go is pretty good. Like all of Johnny Test was bad.
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes of Teen Titans Go, and I brought this up in the Fallout Equestria podcast I did a few weeks ago with Heartshine. There are some like it's not the same as the original Teen Titans animated series, but I do appreciate what they're doing with the humor for Teen Titans Go. Especially the episode where Raven goes without her cloak and it's just her in a leotard, and there's a shot of Cyborg beating a bowl of meat.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that around.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that they're going with more risque humor. I can respect that at least.
I've seen I don't really have an opinion on Teen Titans Go because I haven't watched too much of it.
Yeah.
But I don't really like it.
Yeah, I know it's not for me because okay, so while we're on the topic of Teen Titans, I'm still fucking waiting for season 6, which is supposed to come around soon. I haven't heard much about it lately.
TM.
Soon, trademark.
Oh, I haven't either. There was a movie about it, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if
there
it
was
a...
Teen Titans Go to the Movies, where after the
No,
credits
no,
they
a different one.
teased. Wait, what?
Yeah, there's apparently like a new one where the Teen Titans from the old show meet the Teen Titans Go characters.
And you sure it's not from the Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
I don't think it's from that. I believe it's his own thing.
Huh. Because, well, I know in the TV series Teen Titans Go, there was an episode where the villain Control Freak complains about the old series, actually, and shows clips from the old series. So I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. I would have to look into this.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about a recent thing because I've seen it like floating around.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check this out then.
Also, I've seen a GIF floating around very recently, like within the last day of apparently something from Teen Titans Go where like all the characters fart on each other.
Ugh, I fucking hate fart humor so much. It's cancer.
Okay, like anything else,
Mm-hmm.
if it's used well,
Yeah.
it can be funny.
Yes.
But then you got stuff like that Lion King show
Oh God.
WebM that's been floating around where like it's just green gas clouds and they're like, yes, more deer.
Yeah, you.
Is that a hint of eggs I smell?
Yeah, you just know that for that Lion Guard cartoon, you know, like whoever did that has a super fart fetish. Because like, there's a fart fetish, and then there's a fart fetish with colored clouds to to prove the point that this is farting.
Oh no, I was talking to somebody else about this, or I forget who it was.
Yeah,
but like, this can apply to other things in cartoons too.
Mm-hmm.
You know when somebody makes a joke about something, and then when there's somebody who like draws something and they jerking off about it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like you can apply it to like feet, like butts, like any kind of toilet humor, like almost anything.
Yeah, this is a tactic that I love to use for artists. Is like, can you spot the vor artist? And you can always tell because they have highly detailed inner shots of the mouth. It's like no one draws the inside of a mouth, one, that clearly from that perfect of an angle, or that detailed.
There's only two reasons to draw that. One is if it's like, you remember like in like Ren and Stimpy or like earlier SpongeBob when they would like show the close-up thing?
Yeah.
As like a reaction shot or whatever?
Yeah.
That, or if you got a vor fetish.
Yeah. And you were, well, yeah, we were both at BroNYCon earlier. I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time in the dealer's den because it was just so fucking big and crowded all the time.
Oh, the fucking... Yo, we're going to talk about BroNYCon? I got a bunch of stories about it.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment, but last year I was in Germany and I went to Galacon. And there was obviously a vor artist there. Set up in the dealer's den, and you could tell because he had like these big ass pictures of these ponies with these overly detailed shots inside the mouths. It was like, yeah, you can tell that guy's a vor artist. Like no one does that.
It's either the mouth or the feet.
Or the feet, yeah. And also the artists who like draw highly detailed frogs for ponies.
They look like butts or something.
Yeah, like and they're just and also they're red for whatever reason. Why the fuck are the fleshy underside of the hooves red and
that's
that
usually a
puffy?
Sign of infection
Why?
in horses, I believe.
What's that?
I said that's usually a sign of an infection in horses.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I got an artist friend who knows a lot about horses.
Yeah.
Because I believe they spend a bunch of time with horses, like in real life.
Is it an artist that I would know?
Our horse.
I've never heard of him.
They go by Rat. They make some really, really good art.
Are you talking about Rat of Drawn?
No, not that Rat.
Okay.
Have you Have you seen that picture of? It's like a painted looking picture of an Anon sitting there, and Autumn Blaze is like right up beside him, and she's just saying, "Hey, sugar dick."
I think I've seen that. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, try to find it.
Let's see, Anon, Autumn Blaze. Also, speaking of Autumn Blaze, the Sounds of Silence episode was the last best episode of the series. I don't know how you feel about episodes in season 9, but like none of them were really outstanding. But like as far as the whole series go, that was the last good episode.
Counterpoint. Frenemies.
Frenemies. Okay. All right. Okay. That's a good episode. It's
good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's a good episode. It's not often that the writers have given much attention to fleshing out villains, and season 9 did a good job at doing that.
I think it needed more of that.
It did need more of that for sure. I loved. Okay,
but,
so what about this artist?
Well, one, they're really cool because they like Lyra.
Okay,
but,
I see that he has a picture of like choking out Lyra.
Yeah, I drew I drew that as a shit post, and they rendered it.
Nice.
And I've seen it around, so like I know other people are posting it, which is pretty cool. But okay, Rat like knows a lot about horses, and they're like, horse hooves are not supposed to be soft on the bottom. Like it's not supposed to be like, it would be painful for them to walk on if they were soft,
or that puffy either.
Yeah. So I know that just like it's not supposed to be like that. Why do people keep doing it? Why do people keep drawing them like puffy vulvas?
It kind of looks disgusting. I'm gonna be honest.
I can see it for like making horses like soft and cute.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a matter of being soft and cute. Like there's one thing if you want to draw like dainty hooves and something like that, but when you have puffy red underhooves, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah. Like imagine like your feet look like that. You'd be like, ow,
no, thank you. Yeah. Frenemies.
No,
What's up?
Frenemies was a good episode, but like I got some stuff I want to say about season 9.
Please, by all means. I also have some spicy hot takes on season 9.
Yeah. I don't want to get political, but what the fuck was up with season 9?
Okay, so there were some like conversations that came out about the creators working on season 9, and they said, you know what? We're not going to hold back. We're going to go balls to the wall crazy for season 9. And when I heard that, I was sitting there expecting, okay, they're actually going to do some like actual shit for this season, and it's going to be great, and they're not going to hold back. And then season 9 episodes are coming out. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for a good episode. And then there was Frenemies, and that was fun. And then there was Sparkle 7, which also was a really good episode that generated a lot of memes. But like, other than those 2 episodes, there wasn't much that stood out. And I was okay. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed season 9. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But like, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah. This is going to be a Jargon Scott review season 9. But season 9 was decent.
It was decent, yeah.
Decent, quotation question mark,
yeah.
I guess. But there's a few things wrong with season 9 from what I can. Like, I didn't watch. I still haven't watched all of it.
Yeah.
I watched most of it during the anniversary stream though. Mm-hmm. And like, I watched them live when they were premiering. There were a lot of okay episodes in the season. Excuse me. But like, there was a lot of stuff in the season that there were a few episodes that felt like they should have been like season 2 episodes.
Like what?
Uh, like that one, the like just like setups and stuff in the season. Like the one where like Rainbow Dash is being the cheerleader,
Oh yeah,
coach or whatever. That
yeah.
one. Because it's like it was like something like we've already had something
It
like this,
was,
and
yeah.
why are we having to do this now?
Yeah, that episode did feel weird. It's like that was something that I would have. It's okay. That was definitely a season 2 friendship lesson episode.
Yeah. The oh, what episode was that?
Describe it.
The one with the where Pinky and uh the one where Pinky and Twilight are in the
Oh
trivia thing.
yeah, it's hold on. I've got the episode list here.
Oh,
It's a Trivial Pursuit. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. That one completely retcons a previous episode where Twilight taught this lesson about like not sacrificing friendship for like competing. No, that episode retcons Fall Weather Friends, I'm pretty sure.
Oh God, it might.
Because like it was the whole thing about competing.
Yeah.
And someone made like a great comparison. It might be on Derper Brew. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, that one made no goddamn sense. This ain't English. But the whole thing.
But yeah, like the point. I believe the point that I make still stands. That like there was a bunch of like, I guess, plots in season 9 that like felt like it should have been early show stuff.
Yeah.
Like within like the first 3 seasons when they're all like, you know, they're still relatively new friends with each other.
Yeah, that's something that the Princess of Friendship about to be the ruler of Equestria doesn't make, you know?
Yeah.
It's yeah. The episode this past season that pissed me off the most was the 3rd episode, Uprooted, with the Student 6, where
I don't even think I watched it.
it's don't bother. Don't bother watching Uprooted.
No, that's the one. I think that's the one that during the live stream it had the
Tornado
EMS alerts popping up.
That was the episode. That was the episode because that was April 13. Yeah, that was it.
I hated I missed it live because I remember like I woke up the week before I woke up and I watched the premiere episodes, and I was like, hey, these are all right. I like the idea of the villain setup and everything, like, you know, everybody like trying to team up.
Yeah.
And then like the next week I was like, it's gonna be a Student 6 episode and it doesn't sound that good. I'm like, whatever, I'll sleep in. And then like I wake up immediately after the episode and I had people telling me, they're like, you fucking missed it. And I was like, what? And they showed me the clips. Like I think they should be on Derpy, but they are.
Yeah.
Like Silverstream starts talking and it just starts the EMS alert.
Yep. And I love that Anon the Anon incorporated that into his like farewell animation. That was fucking hilarious.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that because Anon worked his fucking heart out on that goddamn animation.
Yeah, I saw like a work in progress version of it at BroNYCon, and yeah, he came a long way on it.
We might have showed it to you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It was either me or him because we both had it downloaded on our phone.
I saw it on his laptop.
Oh. I remember I showed it to a few people. I showed it to the guy who makes the models for the MOP Cup, the 4chan Cup.
Yeah,
I showed it to him. I showed it to a few artists. It was an early work in progress one, but I remember, man, Anon worked for like literal months on that. Because I was there when he like came up with the idea of it. I threw some ideas in for him. I drew a few things that were in the background for him. there was like,
I'm going to have to get Anon on the podcast sometime.
oh, he will.
I want to talk to him as well.
Oh, Anon is just fucking nuts.
Well, he's Italian, that's why.
Yeah, true. Both of those. Oh, but yeah, I can tell him and give him a good word.
Yeah, definitely.
But man, like Anon, like I don't know how much you know about like the artistic process, but Anon pretty much animated all of that by himself, like just by hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's okay. For those of you who don't know, Anon the Anon is a very independent animator. He mostly lurks on MLP posting animations for shit posting reasons. Does he have his own YouTube channel?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
I could actually get it for you if you want it.
Yeah, pull it up.
Dude, recently his goodbye animation, I know it topped out over 100,000 views.
Nice. Yeah, it's like his animation style is very reminiscent of like classic Disney animation. It's like deliciously smooth and,
dude,
and buttery.
I don't know how he does it. I've watched him animate and I don't know how he does it.
Oh shit, I didn't know that he made the animation in CinemaScope in 21:9 aspect ratio. That's awesome.
Yeah. For the goodbye one, he animated all of it. He drew everything in Krita. And he had to like export parts of it and put it together in another program. I think it was what was the other program? I don't. But he's got like a program for putting together animated stuff, and he kind of had to just export it in parts and then put it together.
Yeah, it looked like it was a really intense undertaking.
Oh, it was. He worked for literal months on it.
I'm just watching his animation reel on YouTube. It's like he had a clip from Cats Don't Dance, SpongeBob, that one Bugs Bunny cartoon with shaving Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. The Barber of Seville.
Yeah, Barber, yeah.
And he did that for Barber of Seville Reanimated, which I don't know if it's out yet or not.
Let's check it out real quick. Barber of Seville. Barber of Seville Reanimated.
Wait, if he's got the one thing in his animation reel, I guess I can talk about it. But it's the Cats Don't Dance one.
Yeah.
He drew that. I know he did that for it. He did one scene for it, and they haven't released the reanimated thing yet. I don't know what the holdup on that is.
Maybe copyright. I don't know, but I don't see why that would be an issue.
No, it shouldn't be an issue with copyright because there's a bunch of reanimated stuff too. I watched the Freaky Fred reanimated collab recently. It was pretty good.
You know, I really love this trend of internet animators coming together and reanimating classic cartoons. This is by far one of the best trends I love seeing on the internet, is just people working together on these massive projects. They even did that for Star Wars. They reshot Star Wars scene for scene, shot for shot.
Oh.
And it's like and also they did the same for Shrek as well.
I was gonna ask you, have you seen the Shrek one?
I have, yes. It's the best fucking thing.
The Shrek one is so weird. Because like half of it's really good and half of it isn't.
Well, obviously, yeah, it's
you got some real like amateur people in there doing it, which I mean, more power to them.
Yeah, definitely.
It is amateur.
Yeah, it's nice to be a part of this big effort working on a big project.
Yeah, I think Chris Chan's in the
he
Shrek
is.
one too.
Yeah, he is. I saw his scene. God, I can't believe Chris Chan was part of that Shrek.
Oh,
and that's something I don't understand. Like, I know there's this whole like cult of Shrek and how much it's praised as like the best fucking movie of all time. I don't understand it. It's like, because I only ever saw Shrek as just some movie, and yeah, like it takes shots at Disney, especially with some behind the scene production stuff, but like I never saw it beyond that. Can you help me explain?
I don't know if I can. I can try to.
I should say. Yeah.
I think it's just because like Shrek is a legitimately good movie.
Mm-hmm. Is
like,
it though? Like, is it legitimately
like,
good?
Take out like all the shit posting and everything about it. The fucking like decade and a half of shit posting that has come around since then. But like Shrek is a pretty good movie. I watched it fairly, like I've watched it within the last year. And it's good. It's still good. It still holds up. Like cuz it like subverts some expectations, but it does it in a good.
Yeah.
Because it's just making fun of like, you know, fairy tale tropes and all that.
Yeah.
And I think it still holds up now. I don't know about the sequels. And I don't know about the entire like cult of Shrek and everything that came after it.
Yeah.
But like the original Shrek as its own thing still holds up.
I don't know. I guess, like, I'm gonna have to need some more convincing. I might have to rewatch it because like it's I was in the doctor's office a few weeks ago, and like so the thing about my doctor's office is like they choose one movie each week and they play that same movie all week.
Oh no!
And I was in there a few times that week. And I effectively saw the whole movie in chunks, and it's I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to like dedicate some time to watch it, but I just don't see what all the hype is about.
I remember I rewatched it sometime after, like shortly after watching the reanimated thing.
Yeah,
and like, you know, because I was like, I haven't seen Shrek in a while, so you know, like let's rewatch it. And I think it may have been in a side too, but I don't know if it was like somebody else running it or what. But it's still, I mean, I don't know. I think it's still a good movie.
It's entertaining. I'll give it that. It's not bad to watch by any means, but I just think it's overrated. It
probably doesn't help. It got like through people making fun of it.
Yeah, and I know Shrek also won like a decent amount of awards when it came out. So I know there was that. So
yeah,
perhaps it's founded on that principle. I couldn't say.
It also probably doesn't help that like probably around the time that all the shit posting about it was starting to become a thing, like Shrek is love, Shrek is life, and all that.
Yeah,
like that's probably about like within like the decade of, you know, really young people who watched it when they were very little, and then, you know, it becomes a thing again. You know, that you get that nostalgia wave for it.
Yeah,
and then like a wave of nostalgia combined with the internet.
Yeah.
Leads to a bunch of shit posting.
So I just found there's a dedicated website called churchofshrek.yolasite.com.
Yolasite?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Let's go here and see how many viruses I get.
Oh god, it's the fucking onion background.
And Shrek said, "Let there be onions," and it was good.
Oh my god!
Look at the very bottom. Look at the very bottom. Beautiful pictures of our church, and it's just the scene where the dragon busts in.
This is what I mean. It's like people take it to such extremes, and I don't understand it.
Yo, it says they offer T-shirts. What?
Oh god, The the book
We
of
can follow them on Tumblr, man. Come on. Oh no, their Tumblr's down.
damn dude.
Oh no.
The Book of Broger, Onion Genesis. There once lived a peasant in a swamp because that was the only place where he could afford to live. He had no basic rights, for he was a slave under King Farquaad, working in miserable conditions. One day, as the peasant was sleeping on the dirt floor, the ground became unusually warm. It got warmer and warmer. The peasant wondered if this was the cause of humidity, and suddenly... I'm not reading all that. Jesus Christ. This is... Thou shalt order extra onions. Thou shalt be a broger, O girl, for eternity. Thou shalt not disrespect his swamp. Thou shalt not ask the almighty Shrek to do the roar. Thou shalt not praise Farquaad's, Wreck-It Ralph's, or fairy godmothers.
Why is Wreck-It Ralph in here?
It's maybe to do with some homosexual shit. I don't know.
There's a link on the front page, and it says like the best Shrek music, and it just links to the Living Tombstone Super Smash Brothers.
Nice.
Super Smash Mouth Brothers.
Fucking. Well, at least the Living Tombstone is still relevant. That's good for him, at least.
I guess.
Anyways, let's talk about BroNYCon.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Speaking of musicians.
Yes.
Also, just as an aside, I want to say that the Living Tombstone's Spooky Scary Skeletons remix is still good.
It is still the best remix. Yes, I will agree. Tombstone does good remixes. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I ain't heard about anything from him in a while, but yeah, let's talk about the con.
Yeah, BroNYCon, yes. The last BroNYCon.
That was the first convention I've ever been to.
And what did you think of it?
It was fun and not fun at the same time.
Yeah?
Like, the best way I can think to describe this, and I'm probably going to have to elaborate on it a bit, is the con experience was terrible. But my con experience was great.
So when you say the con experience was terrible, do you mean just like all of the panels and stuff they had going on?
The panels, the convention, like the convention was like a mess. It was just an absolute mess. And because like you had to like wait like an hour to get into the line for panels.
Yeah. That was pretty bad. Well, I mean, it was also due to the fact it was the last convention, so
yeah,
there were also a lot of people there.
I believe it's like there was a lot more people there than they accounted for.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just have way too many people there.
Yeah.
But like, just everything about the con was wild. But like me getting to meet a bunch of people, and especially like artists that I know and everything, and a bunch of friends, like that was great.
Yeah, and honestly, that's how I see conventions too. Because when I go to conventions, I don't really go there for the programs they have. It's when I go to convention, I'm there to hang out with people, talk to friends, and have a good time. I could give. The convention is just there as a convenient meeting place that we can all be at together.
Yeah, I told people that I just use the convention as an excuse to meet a bunch of friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is true. Yeah. Because I've got friends that came in from New Zealand.
Yep. Oh, all over the world. All over the world.
Okay. Okay. There's people that came from West Coast America. People who came like all over America.
Yeah.
England.
Yep. Italy. Germany.
Germany. Fucking like all like a bunch of the like Scandinavian countries.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, especially the Scandinavians, because like they can afford just about anything.
A few Australian people I knew came from there. And then like just all over the place, man.
Yeah. So here's the way I see it when it comes to going to conventions. if you go by yourself and you don't know anyone there and you don't take time to socialize and all you do is try to get in on panels and just do what the convention sets up, you're gonna have a bad time. The point of a convention, it's not necessarily the point of a convention, but conventions are much better to attend and have fun at if you go there and hang out with friends. Because otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time. You're probably going to hate yourself. You're probably going to be really depressed because you're surrounded by all of these very high energy people, and there's all of these emotions going on, and you're not part of it. So, and that can be a drain. And I've been there myself. So yeah, definitely. I'm glad that you had fun despite the convention, and I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself being around other people and other artists. Now, like when we met up, I know you were like in this big group of artists that were just like having an art jam. Were you like part of that circle the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much. We in the convention center, it was near where like the boats were.
Yeah.
So I would tell everybody, like, especially like artists and all that, I would just like go meet by the boats. We're hanging out there.
Yeah.
And like I guess everybody knew where the boats were because it was a good meeting spot.
It was really the only. It was a good landmark, and it was really the only area that had like those miniature boat models.
Oh, but like there was like one day. It was like the second day of the con or something. We stayed all around those boats and just did like sketchbook swaps and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And just met a bunch of artists and just talked and drew stuff, and it was so good.
I kind of wish that I wasn't so busy doing other things, because I would have loved to have hung out with you guys. And I was only there Saturday and Sunday. I couldn't get time off work, but like the Saturday and Sunday I spent, it was fucking fantastic. And I'm glad I was able to like spend what time I could with you guys.
Yeah, I guess that explains why I didn't see you the first 2 days, because I was like I saw like. I guess like the third day or whatever you put up that you had that your waifu was trash sign. And I was like, I haven't seen that. Why haven't I seen it?
Yeah, that was why, yeah. Which I'm just glad I was able to go there and do that, because that was the one thing I had. The one thing that I wanted to do, and it was doing that table, your waifu is trash, changed my mind. That was like the best experience I've ever had at a convention. It was the most fun.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. Good times. Are there any other like any other pony conventions you're gonna try to attend before like they start dying out?
I haven't really put any thought into it. I know like everybody's memeing about go to TrotCon.
Yeah, TrotCon, yeah.
But I don't know if I'll be able to afford it.
Yeah.
And also I believe like as of now, everything around the convention center up there is sold out.
Yeah, so, for TrotCon, yeah, it's
everything within the immediate vicinity. So like even if I could go, I don't know if I could find a place. God, I got a story about going to the con.
Yeah, what's up?
So, I just decide, I'm like, you know, when I decide to go to the con, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave out one day, like a day before, and drive up there, and it'll be all right. And it ended up taking me like 10 hours to drive up there, like close to 10 hours. I didn't take no like interstate or anything. So I drive up there and like I'm tired the entire time, and it's like 4 a.m. and I go to find a hotel, and like I stopped by one that was like decent looking, and it was just like completely like nobody was in there. I couldn't get no help from nobody, so I just drove around till I found and I ended up like getting a hotel at like 5 a.m.
Wow.
and this was like 2 days before the con because I got a hotel near the convention center, but I didn't account for like the one day before that I was going to be driving up there.
Yeah.
Because I ended up staying up there about a week. And so like I was just like, well, I can afford to get a hotel on the way up there and then just come in there like the day of the convention and get my other hotel and then just stay there the entire time. But it was wild. Like, it was really wild. Just that entire time, just having to like plan around all that. And it also didn't help that I got told, like, it was like the day before the convention started. So I guess like that Wednesday night or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, they're doing pre-registration. And I'm like, oh crap, I could get in there early and get my badge and just be done with it.
Yeah.
So I go there, and there's a line like already out the door.
LineCon, yeah.
Yep. Fucking, I don't even remember who told me. I think it was like Pabbles and MCOG told me. And they're like, yo, you better get here quick. So I drive from the hotel that I got, like outside of town, into Baltimore, like itself. And I find a parking deck and I park in there. And I go and wait at LineCon for like, I spent like 4 hours waiting in there or something.
Oh God. Oh.
No, it was like 2.5 to 3, something like that.
Were you standing the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh no, there's no way. There's no way I could have done that.
Oh, it sucked.
Fuck that.
Oh, that part sucked because they were like two loud dudes behind me.
Oh.
And then there was a big old dude in front of me.
Damn.
And like, you know, you would just constantly be pushed into people and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one thing having to stand in line for hours at a time, or just standing for hours at a time. Because I used to work as an usher at a movie theater, standing for 8 hours a day, and I fucking hated that. My legs killed me at the end of the day. But like having to stand with like loud, obnoxious people around you, that just makes the wait so much fucking worse. I hate that shit.
They weren't, like, on retrospect, they weren't that obnoxious, but at the time it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, like the big main room of that convention.
Yeah.
Like, I know they had some stuff in there, but you know where like the registration lines and all that were.
Yep.
Basically, it took up like that entire room.
Yeah.
And so you had like the line go back and forth on like the left side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 8-10 lines deep. It just kept backing in on itself.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on my phone, and I saw a lot of people, just how backed up the lines were. So, and I'm glad it wasn't like that when I got there Saturday morning. Like
I should have waited till like the day of the con. And got
well, it was still bad the day of.
Yeah, it was bad then, but like I had a friend who was like, I'm just getting it the first day, and I'm like, you're gonna be waiting for a while. He was in there like 5 minutes.
Well, did he also pre-register and he just went in to pick up his tickets?
He just. Yeah, I think he had already like paid and all that. He did it through
yeah.
like the app or whatever, but he had to go and like he just had to go pick up his badge and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucked because like in the pre-registration thing, like that entire like left side was just one long line that I think was worse before I got there because I got told that it went out the door of the convention center.
Yeah. I heard that too, and that sounds about right.
But apparently, like, at first it was faster, but you still had a bunch of people in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, you know, you've got the long line on this side, and then you get to where the tickets are, and you just got to get in line again.
Yeah. God, those those people, when I went in Saturday to pick up my con badge, there were people that fucking early to get in line for autographs, which thankfully the staff told them to turn away because, like, no, we need people. This line is only for people coming to pick up badge registration. We're only allowing people to queue up for autographs starting at like 9 o'clock. So once all those people left, like it emptied out. So I was like, oh my god, all these people. So yeah, they opened the doors, then I got in, got my badge, and it was really fast. So
yeah,
didn't have to deal with lines or obnoxious people.
Okay, while we're still talking about the line, I gotta call.
What's that?
Like while we're still talking about the line, I gotta call out somebody.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know if you know this artist, but Ashtoneer.
That sounds familiar.
If I show you his stuff, you might recognize
Probably,
it.
Yeah.
But let's see, artist. Yeah, he's been shitposting a lot lately. But he told me before the con, he's like, hey, I want to meet you at the con. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm in the pre-registration line. And, you know, I'm like a good, like, this is like within the first hour. So I've still got a long way to go. And I see this dude with a name tag and it says Ashtoneer on it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's him. So I lean over in the line and I'm like, you know, I introduce myself to him. And he just starts like freaking out. But fucking Ash, like he had a fucking like 4,000 IQ idea. Because what he did was he had an iPad while he was in line. So like the entire time everybody else is standing around, he's drawing on his iPad.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
And I'm like, fuck man, that's a good idea. So like all that time just standing there, he was actually doing stuff.
Nice.
But like that was pretty cool. Like that was about one of the coolest things during that standing around part. There was people passing out. I've got it. I'd have to hunt for it. But
yeah, with that much people, or with that many people packed into that tight of space, I imagine it got really hot and really stuffy. And
yeah, it was.
And people on average don't understand how important it is to stay hydrated. So that doesn't surprise me in the least that there were people passing out. And also,
nobody like passed out or anything.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. People were passing around like.
Oh, passing. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said passing out.
I think no. I remember like somebody. I don't know. They had to get some help for somebody in there when I was in. It wasn't. It didn't seem that bad. It wasn't like they fell out or. But yeah, we're in line and like people are passing like business cards and stuff around.
Nice.
So I got like even before the con, I got just a handful of like cards and like advertisement things and all that.
That's one thing I love most about cons is like a lot of content creators, they'll have business cards because like you don't really have a whole lot of time to catch who they are or catch up on their work, but you want to know more about them. Like I still have business cards from furry artists from furry cons I went to years ago, just a whole bunch. And like I love content creators. I love people who draw. I love the arts and crafts people. I love the writers, I love the musicians. I love people who contribute to a fandom and keep it alive, much like yourself. I've been meaning to say this. Jargon, thank you so much for being such a based draw fag for all these years. It's
well, thank you, man.
Your sketches that you contribute. I love that you're still around. I'm glad you haven't left the ride like some people.
Oh, I ain't going
fucking
nowhere.
The Weaver, becoming a fucking fur fag.
I don't know. You can't shit on Weaver too much.
No.
Place. I like Weaver stuff. I remember seeing what was it, Nan Quest? Yeah, like it was like one of his first things,
Yeah.
or the first like bigger things he made. I remember seeing that years ago. Like, I don't know if it was before like Pony was even a thing. But I
Really?
mean, like I was like vaguely aware of.
Huh.
But Weaver, if you look into it, Weaver's been around forever.
Yeah?
Because he used to do a bunch of like Animal Crossing stuff,
Oh.
which is what NanQuest is based off of.
Interesting.
And like NanQuest was before, like that was before like a bunch of like CYOA stuff came around.
Oh, with the
Like, that was,
with MS Paint Adventures?
yeah, I think it may predate that, but I'm not sure. I would have to look into it.
Yeah. That's another interesting thing to touch on. Going back to what we were talking about earlier about how high energy the early years of the fandom were.
Yeah.
This was also right around the time when Tumblr was starting to be a thing. And
oh yeah.
Do you remember all of the fucking Tumblr pony blogs?
The Ask Ponies and all that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was fucking
great.
insane. How many there were?
God, I made a Tumblr to follow a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Like this was like 2011.
Yeah.
Like early 2011 too.
Yeah, right around there.
I remember like a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm. Like
ain't updated in like 5 years.
yeah, they're all dead. It's but like what I loved most about it was there was a lot of crossovers between these pony blogs, and like I remember there was this one pony blog that just got spammed to every other blog. I think it was the one where like Rainbow Dash was like some sort of blob thing and she would just like fly through the screen or something. Everyone caught onto that trend.
Oh yeah, they were like really small.
Yeah.
Like real tiny, like it was like just I don't know what they called it, but
yeah, I don't know either, but I know like it all lended itself to this sort of this pony blog multiverse.
Yeah. I think that's part of what that's what part of what helped the fandom grow was just people doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like their own takes on things.
Yeah, and I would say it's that I love the most was that and going back to those reanimation projects, it's all of these people just sort of coming together over this common cause and like sort of contributing to an overall effort.
Yeah. There is something about like the early fandom stuff though, because it's untainted in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't have people showing up like to get famous. And they wouldn't immediately start. This was like right on the very cusp of like Kickstarters and Patreon.
Yes, right before crowdfunding.
Like right before it, and you had people just doing it because they wanted to do it, not because like you didn't have a bunch of people like shilling their Patreon with every post. That they made.
And like fucking okay. Continue your thought, and then I have a beef to spill about Patreon.
But yeah, like it's just they were doing it just I guess just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Which is still like that's something I try to do. Like I don't, I'm not gonna like start paywalling anything I make unless I'm making like an actual like something I'm gonna put a ton of effort into. I'm not gonna like doodle something and then be like, give me $5 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead about your beef. I want to hear that.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I love that Patreon is a thing. I think it's a great way to be able to support content creators that you love and give them money. And it's like it's an easy way to skirt around copyright issues where like instead of like these corporations having to worry about these independent content creators making money off their product, Patreon is a way of supporting the efforts of the artist in general and not necessarily paying to rip off copyrighted material, you know?
Yeah.
And the way that Patreon was supposed to work originally was that you can support the artist with money and you would get some benefits in return for that. But the catch was that it wasn't paywalling content. The content that you make was eventually supposed to be publicly available.
Yeah.
With some added perks for higher tiers, like you can get like sketches or works in progress, maybe some higher resolution stuff. That's fine. But the problem with Patreon is it got corrupted.
Ooh.
And
I feel like that happens with anytime.
It does, yeah.
Anytime a bunch of people can make money off of, especially like internet stuff.
Yeah.
You just get the people in who are in it just to make money.
Yeah.
Like it sounds good. Like, hey, this artist is making something and I can support them. That sounds good. But then you get like the people who are in it, like they're not like I can make money by doing this. There's people that are just like I can get money by having to do this.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And
like that's where you get a bunch of like for lack of a better term, like e-thought people.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of like Twitch thoughts and shit who come
That's
in and they're just like, give me money.
Yeah. Give me money and then I'll give you this stuff that's only available if you give me money for it. But as much as I hate how much Patreon corrupts artists, the one thing that I fucking hate more than Patreon is Your Character Here auctions. Your Character Here auctions is the death of content creation driven fandoms like My Little Pony. So, okay. Here
I hate it because like okay, I hate to interrupt you, but I hate it.
Go ahead.
I hate it for the fact that like they put like a generic pose out and it's just like, hey, your character here. And you know, you got people that can get hundreds plus dollars. You know, like easily like $100 for like drawing my character in a pose.
Yeah.
When like if somebody asked me, they were like, hey, like if I put out a pose and somebody was like, hey, would you draw my character like that? Like I would probably do it for like not much at all. If I feel good enough, I might do it for free.
Yeah.
Don't give me crap about doing it for free.
Yeah, but my problem with Your Character Here auctions goes much deeper than that. So the problem with Your Character Here auctions, especially when it comes to like really, really popular artists, like okay, I'm gonna bring up the furry fandom here because I'm more well versed in that.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know what you're gonna go on about.
Yes, you probably do because this is an example of Your Character Here cancer that's been posted around a lot. It's the furry artist Wolfie Nail.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, well, you probably don't know his name, but I'm positive you've seen his art. And this is going back to what you said about artists who start out drawing for fun and then they just do it for money. I first joined the furry fandom like back in 2007 or so, and I was following Wolfie Nail's art back then, and I loved a lot of the stuff he did early on, more so than what he does now, because he was just doing it for fun, and his art was better because of it. Because there was there was actual heart and passion going into what he was drawing. Like, yeah, sure, it was porn, but like it was.
It's what they wanted to draw.
Yeah, it was. There was soul to it.
Yeah,
and then go ahead.
A quick aside.
Yeah,
you can tell when an artist has passion in something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can like actually. I don't know if there's a tangible way to tell it, but Like you can look at something and be like, this artist, like this is somebody who's doing something that they actually like.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes from the quantity of art they put out, because if they're doing it for fun, they don't necessarily care about the quality, because they enjoy the subject of what they're drawing, and they draw it a lot, and so they push it out. Like you, for example, you love what you're doing. You push out a lot of sketches and a lot of funny doodles. That's a good way to tell that I know you love what you're doing and you're not doing it for money.
Yeah.
With Wolfie Nail, that's how he started off as. He started off putting out a lot of really good art, not as good quality as they are now, but a lot of quantity, but still really good subject matter, and still it wasn't like outstanding quality, but it was good quality, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it was still good.
Yeah. And just like all artists, he eventually builds up a rapport for himself, and he gets more and more popular. And then people start going to him for commissions, and then he builds that up where he starts charging more and more money, which I have no problem with. Once you start getting to that good of a skill level for drawing, and when you're in that much demand, it would make sense for you to charge more and more money as you go along.
Yeah, I am not against an artist making money off of what they do in any sense of the word.
Yeah, I'm not either. So
I just, some of it, I don't like how they go about it.
Yeah. But then, and this was right around the time of Tumblr, of Patreon, crowdfunding, where your character here auctions was starting to become more and more popular. And that was because instead of setting commission prices, you could have the money you make from your clients get artificially inflated by having them decide how much they want to pay for art, without you as the artist having to match the quality to match the amount of money you're getting paid for it. So what you get with very popular artists like Wolfie Nail is you have these whales, which I'm sure is a term you've heard before.
Oh yeah.
Just people bloated down with money, and not a whole lot of people have money. So you have a small group of people who have a lot of disposable income dropping thousands of dollars for art that the artist is not necessarily compelled to match quality for amount of money that he's getting paid for. And what you get with is, as you said, a pre-posed character in a scene that's just being filled in by some guy's OC. And then you have like shit in the background where a lampshade is drawn with like 2 lines, and that's it.
Oh, is Wolfie Nail the one that does like charges like $5,000 for like one character?
Well, I wouldn't say he's getting charged, but that's how much clients pay for the Your Character Here auctions.
Because I think it's the same one I'm thinking of, but there was a...
I mean, I'm doing a screen capture right now, so I can't really go onto E621 because like...
That's understandable.
But yeah, if you go to E621 and you type Wolfie-Nail, that should show up as art.
Fuck, let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I know I was on a rambling tangent, so too long, didn't pay attention. My problem with Your Character Here auctions is it limits the your whole fan base from getting art from you to a very small, rich minority of clients that shovel out thousands of dollars, and then the quality of the art doesn't match the amount of money that's going into it.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, like looking at this from like perspective, poses are usually kind of tough.
Well, yeah, I'm not pretending to know that I know everything about the artistic process. I am a video editor. that's what I do. I don't know anything about drawing, so I'm not gonna get on that level of technicality.
Yeah. But sometimes like having to pose characters can be like the hardest part of what you do.
Sure, yeah.
So if you've already got like the preset pose, and you can, you're just like slap a character in there. It doesn't matter what they are or what they look like. I mean, you've already got like pretty much the hard part down.
Yeah.
Like everything else can just, be added on.
And then to go back to Patreon specifically as the topic, we talked about paywalling, but also just it's really fucking annoying to see the Patreon watermarks on all this art. I fucking hate that shit so much. It's annoying. It's distracting, and it's just annoying having to see that fucking Patreon watermark all the damn time. Like, I know, and I wish I had enough money to support all these creators.
Yeah.
I would love to.
There's a bunch of creators I would love to support if I could.
Yeah.
There's some people out there making like fantastic stuff and they get like nothing for it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you've got people just shitting out things and they're like, look at me.
Yeah. Are you willing to name names?
Nah, not right now.
Okay, fair enough. I will. I have the balls. I'm going to call out the artist Atril.
Oh.
Which he does good art, and I like what he does. And like as we said, when he started out, you could tell he loved what he was doing because just by the sheer quantity of the art he was putting out. But like now he got popular, and now he has a Patreon, and like now all he does, he just does it for money now, and it's lost some of that appeal. And also, you will notice some of the I don't know if they're your character here auctions or if they're actual commissions, but you will notice that a lot of his porn commissions are typically all of the same characters from the same people.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm not gonna name any sources or anything, but I've heard from people that I believe I can trust that I think Atrial is basically being paywalled by like 3 people.
That sounds about right because it's
I'm
the
glad
same
you brought it
3
up because then I didn't have to.
Yeah, yeah.
You keep seeing like the same character.
Yeah, it's the same 3 people.
It's like the same people just keep commissioning him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't, like you can give an option like, do you want me to share this commission or not?
Yeah.
And that's like why you don't see anything by people like that.
Yeah.
Because they got people buying them commissions.
Yeah. And that's why I fucking hate whales so goddamn much.
Oh, same.
But no.
I mean, like more power to the artist because they are making money. And I mean, like, there's some people that, who the fuck is going to say, hey, I don't need more money?
Yeah, but you do that at the cost of distancing yourself from all of your other fans.
It's like other fans, and then like, even to a degree, you're kind of stifling yourself because you end up just drawing like one thing over and over and over.
Yeah, that's a criticism I've had of a few artists back when I considered myself part of the furry fandom. It's some artists just drawing the same thing over and over again. It's like, okay, like that's cool, but I've seen iterations of the same thing dozens of times before. Can we get some variety in here?
Yeah, because like even for like the artists, they're not trying anything new.
Mm-hmm.
And trying new things is how you grow as an artist.
Yeah. And like it's
even just like little stuff.
Yeah, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even care much about the porn from artists like Atril because it's just variations of the same thing over and over again, and I get way more excited when I see non-porn from these artists because it's so much more interesting to look at. Like this recent pic that Atril put up like about a month ago or so. It's of I guess Apple Bloom is like some sort of energy cannon thing.
Oh yeah,
and
that one.
Scootaloo is using her. Scootaloo using her as a weapon. I don't know the context behind this image, but the visuals of it is, and the visuals and the concept of it is so absurd that I love it.
Yeah, look at that Sweetie Belle in the background. That's great.
Wait, I didn't even notice Sweetie Belle. Apple Baruma Project? What the fuck is that? Oh, okay. I sort of know what this project is.
Apple Bloomers?
Yeah, okay. It's like that sort of what is it?
Is that like Magical Girl anime?
Yeah, Magical Girl anime, yeah. Okay.
I remember when somebody made that. I forget who animated it, but they made it as like an April Fool's thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it had like people actually believing that it was going to be a thing.
It had me believing it. So while we're on the subject of artists doing their artist thing, how long have you been drawing?
Posting on the internet since about 2014. Well, no, actually before then. Consistently posting on the internet 2014, but I have drawn all my life.
All your life?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you drawing before you got into ponies?
A lot of stuff. Like I drew like during high school and everything. I took like every art class I could.
Yeah.
And I would just draw whatever. Just whatever interests me.
Yeah.
But I didn't really start taking it seriously until I got out of school. And I think that's when I learned more, because I don't know. I'm not doxing my high school art teacher or anything.
Yeah.
They were not the best teacher. They were good at like appreciating art and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
like when it came to teaching technique?
Yeah, I would say like teaching technique. And also she was like an older woman, so she had like older views about art. And, it had to be like a certain way. It had to be like that. You had to like take after like the classics.
Yeah.
So like you come in there with like anything new, like especially like what I do, like somewhat cartoony stuff. You come in there with that, and they don't like it.
That's a shame.
At least I didn't have an anime phase.
Oh God!
I didn't have a bad one at least.
At least you didn't. Well, did you have a furry phase?
Not really.
Okay. At least you didn't have a furry phase in that case.
Yeah. I used to draw like characters. It wasn't specifically furry, but it was like characters with animal features. This was before I even knew what furry was.
Would this be classified under like anime cat girls?
Kind of same thing. It's like only stuff that you would pick up through like watching anime.
Yeah.
Like older animes. And because like we used to watch like Toonami, Adult Swim, and all that.
Yeah.
Like the anime that come on then.
Yeah. And okay, so those types of like animal type
cartoons. like I would draw like a woman with cat ears and be like,
sure.
Hey, I like this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I found out what furry was, and then I was like, oh no.
Well, what turned you away from it? Why didn't you go down that road?
I don't know. I think it's just part of it is like I just like doing my own thing. I don't like.
Okay, you don't. Well, aside from being pony, you don't like being part of like that sort of in-group thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like also like I don't know. I mean, ponies are just cute to draw.
Yeah, there's no arguing that ponies are cute. Ponies are cute. So you started like posting stuff online 2014, at least for pony stuff.
Yeah.
And this was on /MLP.
Yeah. I give away some privileged information for this. I used to do like draw thread stuff.
Yeah.
but I would do it for other boards that weren't /MLP.
Oh, okay.
So there is some of my stuff is probably still floating around somewhere.
Yeah, it's
from like
someone
20,
has probably saved it.
Like 2011, like probably like 2012 or something. Like before, like 2010 to like 2012.
Was this for boards like /co or /v?
Not really co. There was some V stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few other things, but like I don't even know if I have any of that. If I do, it's on an old hard drive.
Yeah.
It's on like an old hard drive in an old somewhere, probably like deep in the back of my closet.
Well, if anyone out there can do some like hardcore internet sleuthing,
we're putting a bounty out.
Yeah, and the next time I have you on, we can put you up to the fires and interrogate you about these old drawings you did, because you have me curious about what you drew.
I knew like some of it was just like draw thread requests, but it was like old stuff that like. I know I did a few like Animal Crossing things.
Mm-hmm.
I would just do whatever like joke, like whatever good kind of joke thing that I feel like I could do at the time.
Yeah. Now, when it came to Animal Crossing, was this before the Annabelle dog meme?
The Isabel
or Isabel? Yeah, Isabel. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was before then.
Okay. Oh man.
I don't know.
I can't even imagine what type of draw request you would get for Isabel.
Yeah, I like Animal Crossing. I like Isabel and everything, but they kind of go crazy with her.
Oh yeah.
They made her like a full on mascot.
Yeah, they went crazy for Isabel. And I've never played Animal Crossing myself. My only exposure to those games has been through their fervor through Isabel. It's like the thing with the Church of Shrek. I don't understand it. All I know is I've seen a lot of it, and that's the only impressions I've seen.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong, like the what New Leaf was the game that Isabel's from.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a good game. And I'm kind of excited for the new Animal Crossing that's coming out.
Yeah.
But even though they pushed it back a bit, because it was supposed to come out like relatively soon, I believe.
Yeah.
But they pushed it back to like next year, like earlier next year.
Yeah. A lot of games getting pushed back lately.
Yeah, that seems to be a pattern I've noticed. They pushing back a lot of stuff lately.
Which, I mean, it's fine. I don't care if a game has to be delayed. Just like as long as it's good when it comes out, as long as it's fucking finished. Fallout 76. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's that fucking it's that Miyamoto quote of like a rushed game is bad, but like a delayed one can be good.
Yeah, it's
or whatever it is.
Yeah, a rushed game is bad forever. Is half the quote you're looking for.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I got some shit to talk about Fallout 76.
Okay, I also want to talk about Fallout 76 with you, but before that, I want to talk about your drawing history. Okay. I want to go down this road.
Let's continue on that.
Yeah. So
can we take like a minute? I need to pee.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I know you said you were screen sharing and everything, but it is not.
Yeah, I think it's probably because I have Open Broadcast Studio up, and I have that program using my webcam, and the camera can probably only be used for one thing at a time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, yes, your art. So you've been publicly posting your pony sketches since about 2014, and thankfully, Derpaburu has archived that much.
Yeah.
So
the majority of everything I've drawn, Derpy.
Yes,
the overwhelming majority of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad a lot of it has been archived there.
Yeah.
It's a nice testament to the history of the My Little Pony fandom. But judging by what I'm seeing here, it looks like you were part of the Rule 34. No, not Rule 34, Rule 63, or the gender bending thread.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, I did stuff like all over /MLP at the time.
Yeah.
Because I would do like draw thread stuff and all that. But I would just stay in like Rule 63 and just draw ideas there. Because I met some cool dudes in there. And, you know, it's just, you got people to throw ideas around with.
It seems, and this makes a lot of sense, actually, because 2014 was right around the time when the fan fiction on A Cross and Arrow was really popular. And you saw around that time just a lot of Rule 63 type My Little Pony stuff. Even people were taking songs from the show and pitch shifting them to make them sound like males.
Yeah, I remember when that was happening.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I still think, even to now, I think some of the characters like gender bent are still probably like would be better characters than what we actually got.
I think so too. It's and that's something I love about, and this is something you'll find across every fandom, is people love gender bending characters.
Yeah,
because it's just fun to play around with, and it's kind of okay. So there was one episode in season 9 where they did like the one fandom thing where they switched bodies, but I'm kind of disappointed they never did a gender bending episode.
I'm kind of surprised they never did it. The only thing that I can think of was that the second Trixie episode.
The second
where
when
she comes back.
Yeah.
And they make it seem like Twilight knows a spell that can change gender.
Yeah, which, I mean, that kind of counts, but technically not really.
It's just like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an actual episode of it.
And then there was the 2 episodes where they had Flutter Guy, which kind of counts, but also kind of not really.
I don't know if I would say it counts.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily counts.
Nah. I don't know, just to me, like, the entire, like, gender bending thing seems like a trope.
It is a trope, yeah.
Like just a trope that a lot of cartoons, and Pony, at least like early on, seemed to stick away from explicitly using tropes like that.
Yeah.
Like old tropes. We didn't get a body swap episode.
Yeah, until season 9, when they thought, okay, we don't care anymore, we're just going to do whatever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that is why it's Rule 63 of the internet.
Yeah.
It's just one of those popular, common tropes.
Yeah, I think it's just, like, a good way to explore a character.
Yeah. Although the... That was attempted unironically with the Twilight series from Stephanie Meyer, when by gender changing the main character of the book series.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's literally the first book was rewritten, and I forget her name, but she was made to be a boy.
The main girl or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember when that was fucking huge, but I can't tell you a thing about the series.
Unfortunately, I can because I've read all the books, to my great regret. But about the life and death thing, Stephanie Meyer explicitly wrote a gender-bent version of the first Twilight book to prove that, it's like there's it's all of your criticisms about gender roles is made up, and I'm going to show you to this that the main character can be different if the character was a male. Jargon. I read the book. I can tell you that's bullshit. It was the same fucking story. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was the genitalia. It's
the pronouns.
Yeah, literally. Which is kind of a common criticism of Rule 63 stuff, because it's and that's also why it only sticks to fan content, because it's just something dumb and fun to play around with. Nobody actually unironically does that, except for Stephanie Meyer, but she's a fucking idiot and just a hack fraud of a writer. I fucking hate Stephanie Meyer.
Ooh. Yo, have you heard the stuff about like the people that played it, like talking about it like years afterwards?
Oh, the actors? Oh, you mean Robert Pattinson? How he fucking hates the saga and he hates the characters?
He like hates everything about it. And he's paycheck.
Yeah,
he hates like everything about it, and like anytime he talks about it, he's so down on it.
And his acting is so forced too. If I'm not sure how much you've seen of the movies.
None.
You can tell in his face that he's not feeling it, because
ain't no passion there.
Yeah, there's no passion. It actually, in some shots, it looks like he's in physical pain.
Oh.
Like, especially shots of where Bella, that's her name, Bella.
Yeah.
And then in Life and Death, when he was a boy, his name was Bo. But anyways, Edward. When there are shots of Edward looking lovingly at Bella, it doesn't look like a loving look. It looks like he's like trying to hold back a shit. Is what it looks like. It's so bad.
Oh no. So I guess I should be glad I never got into that.
Yeah, you should be glad. And
I never had to be exposed to it.
Yeah. What? Did your mother never read the books?
Not as far as I know.
Yeah, well, my mom did, and I fucking had to put up with that shit. But I bring up your drawing history because I wanted to ask you, now that, well, I don't expect you to quit drawing ponies anytime soon, but do you have any intention of branching out, of like pursuing other interests? Like, do you play video games a lot?
Yeah, I do. Not as much as I used to, but I do play games a lot. But like talking about like branching out and all, I want to branch out. Because I used to draw like a bunch of human stuff and all that before. Yeah. Like before I got into ponies. And I would kind of like to somewhat do that more. But I'm not going to like stop drawing ponies and start drawing anything else. Yeah. I'm not going to put like a hard stop to it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. If I know you say like branching out, and usually when you say that, you think like branch out into like other cartoons and stuff.
Well, not necessarily other cartoons, but just other interests, other fandoms.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm going to keep drawing, like eventually I hope to like start my own stuff. So
start your own stuff as in
like start like my own drawing stuff. I like my own characters and all that.
Okay. So like
not specifically pony characters, but just my own like original characters.
So like possibly starting up your own webcomic.
Yeah. I've put thought into that, but I don't know. Like I've got a bunch of ideas I feel like I could make into like a webcomic or something. Or, even go even further than that. Yeah. But I don't know like what I want to do just yet.
I think you already have the makings of successfully starting up your own webcomic, because that's really what you've already been doing, because you'll write these, well, not write, but you'll draw these sort of mini arcs of stories made of individual silly doodles that all continue off one another, like the series you've been doing on with the tentacles inside Rainbow Dash.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Pabbles told me to continue that, and I haven't done it yet.
I agree. You should. Continue
I've got some ideas, because that was just a funny idea because it was just like I like that's like my creative process. It's like I want to draw this because it would be really funny, and then I draw it, and then that's usually it.
Honestly, like I'm just left on a cliffhanger wanting to know what happens next when Rainbow Dash's parents show up. I need to know what happens next. You can't just leave it off at that.
Oh, you know, somebody wrote a story based off of that.
I need to read it.
I could find it probably again, but maybe not right now. I'll find it later.
Yeah.
But somebody like made an entire story based off of that and just had fun with it. I'm gonna spoil a little part of it, but it's do it.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it'll get people interested in reading it.
Yeah. Twilight gets Rainbow Dash classified as a nature reserve. Like, that idea is fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, that actually sounds really good.
Because they say like, well, they're like rare tentacle creatures.
Right.
From somewhere. So yeah. we can't just like get them out of you and kill them. So.
Oh man.
God. Also, some of the comments I got on that were pretty good because people were, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh god.
Oh, this is probably bad, but I love drawing something that gets people just kind of riled up a little bit.
Oh, dude, that's like those are the best kind of shitposts. Is ones that get a reaction and are meant to be inflammatory.
Hold on, I got this one. I posted it recently. I put it on. And
oh yeah, the fucking cum jar.
Yes. Anytime I make a cum jar joke, I just get immediate comment. The fuck. And I gotta get them used.
The cum jar is one of like the most legendary stories to come from the fandom. That fucking guy. What a legend.
What an absolute fucking legend.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how like the pony fandom, like people do weird shit like that and they just become giant jokes.
Yeah.
But
the fucking Lyra plushie.
Yeah. Yo, apparently that was at the con.
I saw it.
Was at the con.
I saw it, and then it got signed by Lauren Faust.
Oh, no. Oh, I saw. I'm not naming any names, but I saw a bunch of people with plushies that had I saw a few plushies that
had holes in them.
Yeah, had they were pencil cases.
Pencil case. Nice.
But yeah, I was gonna say I love like the guy does the Rainbow Dash jar thing, and he's just made fun of forever.
Yeah.
But like, you know, somebody in like the furry fandom did that, they would probably be like, you know, people would probably support that to like some degree.
See, again, I'm continually shocked and surprised by the My Little Pony fandom, especially the 4chan side of the My Little Pony fandom, is like the shit. The sheer autistic shit people do. If furries did that, they would get treated so differently. Do you have any idea?
Like kings.
Well, maybe not. Well, maybe kings within the fandom, but just everyone else outside of furry circles would just be like, and this is why we can't have nice things. This is why furries are cancer. But like when someone in the pony fandom does it, it's like, oh, well, that's to be expected. They are that autistic. But speaking of absolute legends, and while we're on the topic of 4chan draw fags, how fucking awesome is it that Pencils has a job working for IDW, making the official comics?
I feel like Pencils is now in the spot that he needs to be.
Oh yeah.
Because I followed the APA, the Anon Pie Adventures.
Yeah.
I followed that like early on. And that story is a goddamn mess. That story is just absolutely just all over the place quality-wise.
Yeah.
And I feel like Pencils is a fantastic artist. Like he is an absolutely great artist. but he needs somebody to like tell him what to do, to like point him in a direction.
Yes, yeah, he definitely needs that direction for sure.
Because I know for a while the APA thing was it was like thread, like they would run it through threads.
Yeah.
Like people would throw ideas toward it. And then I know he was writing it for Pencils was. And then I think Greg from the Fam Philosophy guy.
Yes, yeah.
He like he had some input on it at one point, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a few other people that were like kind of putting in input on it. So like with that, you just get this really disjointed mess.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is kind of a mirror of the show itself.
Yeah.
Where you get a bunch of people putting in ideas.
Yeah, and I know Greg and Pencils, I'm not sure if they're still working together, but they were working together on like this sort of monkey comic that Greg had on the back burner himself for a while. But man, the thing that fucking gets me every time I think about the story of Pencils working at IDW is that he took one of Jay Foskett's horrible pages he did for IDW. That motherfucker redrew it to detail, submitted it to ITW, and now he works there and Jay Foskett doesn't. That gets me every fucking time.
Every time I think about it, I think it's fantastic.
That is by far like the best way to submit a job application.
Yeah. Not to completely dump on Foskett.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen his other art. I've seen some of his previous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does some, like, he's got his own like really cartoony style.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. I don't think it would work for ponies.
It doesn't work for ponies. No, it's I can kind of see what his style is, but yeah, it does not lend itself to My Little Pony.
Yeah, there's a he's got like an earlier project called I think it's called like Dead Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's like it's just a duck version of death. Who like goes around and has to like get dead people and like get their souls and all that. But it's a comedy series.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that, like, you know, I thought it was pretty good at the time. Because I think he ran it like as a webcomic, but then I think he did an actual like official like print version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, you know, the concept's pretty good, and you know it's got some good jokes in that. But his style works more for stuff like that.
Yeah. And
not like, you know, miniature equine drawings.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I'm not saying, like, it's just like wrong person for the job.
Yeah. Right person, wrong place.
Yeah. Like Pencils just swoops in and it's just like, yo, check me out.
Yeah. Although, did you see like that latest issue he worked on?
No, I haven't.
It's kind of bad.
Ooh.
It's
I heard he had like an arm injury.
He did, yes, and it shows.
He was still working.
Yeah. He's still working, which, I mean, like, that's the downside to being a professional artist, is that you have to keep drawing no matter what, otherwise you don't get paid, and that sucks. But like, I kind of wish they could IDW could have worked with him, like allowed him to take some time off, because looking
give him like
at
a
his
short story or something.
What's up?
Like give him something short to draw, not like a whole comic.
Yeah, because
like, yo, draw us like 8 pages instead of like an entire book or whatever it was.
Yeah, the
like,
latest
we'll
comic.
double up on this.
Yeah, the latest comic he put out for IDW, it really shows this arm injury he had, because it's not the same level of quality that you're used to seeing from him. Like, it's really bad. I'm gonna try to like show you a good example of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't checked out a lot of the comics, but I've seen some of them. I saw Andy Price. I didn't go to his booth or anything, but I did see Andy Price.
Yeah. So yeah, that group shot of the main 6, Like, you can tell there's something wrong.
Oh no, look at Flutter's eyes.
Yeah. And like, and Pencils, if you're listening to this, like, don't get me wrong, I love you. I love your work, and I don't blame you for this noticeable drop in quality because of your injury. But like, man, like, this is, if I was Pencils, I wouldn't be proud of this, and I don't think he is.
Oh, poor Pencils.
Yeah, but like, but I
like Pencils too. I'm not gonna dump on.
Yeah, it's
none of this is like serious, like, none of this is personal.
Yeah, no, it's not personal. It's I know the level of quality that Pencils can do. He just had a minor setback with an injury.
Yeah, which is terrible.
But I know I would love to have Pencils on sometime.
Yeah, try to get him.
Yeah, I would fucking love to.
Talk about the I guess like him drawing and all this.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, anyways, so Fallout 76.
Oh yeah, the Fallout 76 thing I want to tell you.
Yeah, it's it depresses me.
How can one company fall so quickly?
That's fucking I keep saying that myself. How the fuck does a company fuck up so consistently?
How did they fuck up so consistently and are still around?
It's like when Fallout 76 released, and I'm sure you remember this, but it's like Bethesda couldn't go like 3 days without something fucking up on some level. There were so many things that fucking went wrong. And I'll tell you, it started with the quote-unquote beta they had, which, by the way, it wasn't a fucking beta. It was early access is what it was.
Yeah.
Because a beta is supposed to be months in advance before release, so that way you can take the feedback from the beta, take those months to work on it, so that way the finished product is actually good. They didn't do that. The beta they had was 3 weeks before release.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that. They were like, it's like an...
And then there was the fucking thing with the canvas bags. The servers weren't fucking working properly. There was the thing with the rum. They were selling not only the quality, not only the quality, rum. not only the quality of the rum, but also the packaging of the rum. And it just like, for about 3, 4, 5 months after Fallout 76 released, it was just week after week, something going wrong.
Something new every week to be excited about.
And then like things died off. They went mostly radio silent because they knew they were in hot water with the fan base, and they just did as little as possible to stoke the flames any higher.
Oh, but then they come back and they're like, "Hey, we got like 3 new updates that are going to come out, over time," and it's like, we're going to do new things for Fallout 76.
Yeah, and even I had bought into the optimism. This was just a few months ago, back in E3. They had released they made the announcement about the Wastelanders DLC, where they'll finally implement NPCs into the game, which everyone wants. I'm not going to complain about that. But here's the problem with that, Jargon. Here's the fucking problem
what is it? Tell me.
with the Wastelanders DLC. Okay, so it had to be pushed back. Okay, fine. There's no problem with content updates getting pushed back. You got to make sure it's good. I'm glad they're doing that.
That is completely understandable with like how big games are now.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is that while they delay the NPC update for Fallout 76, they simultaneously released the most fucked up, retarded subscription plan for Fallout 76. $100 a year, Jargon. What fucking online game subscription service do you know that charges $100 fucking a year?
I don't know. Isn't WoW only like $10 a month or some shit?
It is.
15?
And
it's low.
Yeah. And okay, hold on.
You get an entire game for that.
Now, not only an entire game, a finished game.
Yes.
But like now I need to see how much a WoW subscription costs on a monthly basis. Let's see how much that costs. WoW subscription. It looks like it's $15 a month. Okay, so yeah, 1 month is $15, 3 months is $14, 6 months is $13.
6 months is $13?
Yes.
You could get a year for like $26. That is a quarter of Fallout 76.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
Go ahead.
While we're on the price about this, I want to shield something real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
My friend, I may or may not have had his hand in him making, but he made a Twitter called Cheaper Than Fallout First. And he's been going through, like, I've given him a few ideas of what to post on here, but he's been going through and naming like quality games and stuff that you can get that's cheaper than the Fallout First DLC.
Oh, this is fucking based.
Like, look at the pinned post on that Twitter.
Yeah.
Every single Fallout game plus DLC is cheaper than Fallout First.
Very nice.
You can get every game, like all the classic games, and everything for less. A personal favorite that he found out was you can buy Big Iron 77 times for the price of Fallout First.
Oh god. I love how much people are taking this opportunity to shit all over Bethesda. This is the most beautiful thing I've seen in my life. But anyways,
hold on. I'm gonna link this one specific tweet.
Yeah.
Wait, if I can find it, where is it? I'll just grab it.
Sure, but
because I just saw it.
While you're digging that up, I'm going to continue my rant on Fallout.
I've got it right here. Check this out.
Okay.
Oh, come on, load.
Nuka Dark Rum is less than Fallout First. Ooh.
And you remember the shit?
Ah, damn. Jargon, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you cut out. Damn.
Oh.
Holy
but yeah,
shit.
You remember like all the shit that called.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, I can't find the post, but he did put that you can buy the Fallout 76 canvas bags for less than Fallout First.
Yeah, without fucking... Well, the canvas bags or the nylon bags?
Both of them, I think. They're both cheaper than 1 year.
God damn!
Oh, I think last I looked, like you could get the really crappy bags that they offered for like $20 on eBay.
Yeah. So, okay, so to go back to the Fallout First subscription plan, $100 for a year. It's such fucking bullshit. But it goes so much deeper than just that, because all of the features that they promised for Fallout First don't even fucking work. They were supposed to be private worlds. They're not private. You're supposed to get an unlimited stash box where there's no weight limit. You put your shit in there, and all of your shit is deleted once you put it in the box. I heard about that. And if you just stop and think about it, it's like, okay, I had put thought into this the other day, and of course I'm just now losing my train of thought. But basically, instead of putting out something that the fans actually want, they put out something that the fans hate. And on top of that, they didn't even fucking bug test it first before they released it. So this tells me that the people at Bethesda don't actually fucking care about the program they're offering for Fallout First. They just want the fucking money with some bullshit features slapped on, because they didn't even make sure it worked first. They just rushed it out the door. Well,
hey man, to quote Todd Howard, it just works.
It doesn't. You know, it could have just fucking worked, but it doesn't even just fucking work. Nothing here works. There's nothing about this whole fucking situation that works.
Is Todd Howard gonna have work after this?
Fucking.
I want to know.
Okay, after all this, all I can say is, boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder. And it's like there's a level of incompetency and evil greed here that is astounding to witness, because you look, there's the same level of greed here that you see with EA, and it's also just the same level of evil corporate greed. But the thing with EA is at least they're competent about it. With Bethesda, they can't even be evil properly. And it's just a fucking joke. If they were actually intelligently malicious about this whole thing, then it might be impressive. But like, they're not only are they evil with all of these microtransactions, with all of this trying to nickel and dime players for all their money, rolling back their promise about microtransactions being cosmetic only. It's just, how does a company fuck up so consistently? How do they not get any of this right at any step of the process? Is there no quality check at Bethesda to make sure, okay, yeah, we're kind of being greedy, but at least we can be smart about it? There's no one there doing that. There's no one behind the wheel.
They gotta appease those shareholders.
How have their shareholders not abandoned ship yet?
I don't know.
Because it's like, it's one thing to successfully make money. How okay, well, I guess there are just stupid people who go along with it, and there are people that blindly defend and shield for Bethesda, so I guess that's what the shareholders are paying attention to. But like, these people who are backing up Bethesda, they've got to be dropping by the day. How do you stick by a company that fucks up so much on a regular basis? It's mind-boggling.
You know, like, I loved Fallout 3 at the time that it came out, and I was like, hey, this is, like, it's got some bugs and all that, but it's pretty cool. And then, like, New Vegas came out, and I absolutely fucking love that game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, this is, this also has some problems, but I can look past that, and it's pretty good. And then, like, Fallout 4 comes out, and I'm just like, I don't care. And then 76 comes out, and it's just, like, retroactively destroyed everything I loved about it.
It's...
I'm like, I gotta write off the Fallout. There's no...
Yeah, it's actually really impressive how the credibility of an entire company deteriorates with one game. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
Just sheer incompetence.
And another thing that really fucking pisses me off about Bethesda, the publisher, as a company. Do you remember the Save Player One initiative?
No, I don't. Explain it to
me. Okay, hold on.
Oh, no.
Let me try to find the video. Because it's... Oh, man. This video is a testament to all of Bethesda's sins. I'm really more curious when this video came out. I think it came out in December 2017. Yeah.
I might have to. I might just see it, but I might know about it.
It came out December 2017. So basically, this video released right around the time where there was this whole thing about how single-player games are dead and everything is going to live service.
I remember this.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and Bethesda, at the time, was one of the last few companies saying, hey, we're going to stick to single-player games because we know they're not dying and we know that people love that.
Yeah.
The most depressingly ironic thing about Bethesda virtue signaling with this Save Player One initiative was after this video came out, every game Bethesda released had multiplayer in it. Every fucking game. Fallout 76 has multiplayer. Prey was updated to have multiplayer. Doom is going to have multiplayer. Wolfenstein now has multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, Doom I expect to have multiplayer.
Well, okay, well, I'm sorry.
It's always had multiplayer, but...
When I say multiplayer, I don't mean competitive multiplayer. I mean, like, in-game campaign, supposed to be single player, but now there's forced multiplayer in it, because I think for Doom Eternal there's going to be like this online invasion sort of thing going on.
Oh no.
Yeah, so yeah, every game has forced unwanted multiplayer that no one asked for. Every game that Bethesda put out after that video. And it's just, what a bunch of, like, you want to talk about Todd Howard's lies. Let's talk about the whole company of Bethesda just fucking straight up lying to everyone's face with this video and then just completely shitting the bed with that. It pisses me off to no end. And just like a company that used to be beloved by everyone, ruined with one game.
I love the first comment on the video, like the very top comment, just says you became the very thing you swore to destroy.
Yeah. Yep. So, but speaking of older Fallout games, are you following the Fallout 4 New Vegas project?
No, I'm not, but I saw something about it like a while back.
Yeah, so like there's a team who is working on porting all of Fallout New Vegas into the Fallout 4 engine. And they just put out an update last night, like a bunch of screenshots, and they are 50% through with the project. And it's looking really good, and I'm really fucking looking forward to when this project is completed. In fact,
I'm surprised they ain't been C&D'd yet.
They were close to, but that was only because the team wanted to incorporate all of the original audio files from New Vegas, and that would have constituted as a DMCA takedown. However, the team is getting around that by redoing the audio from the ground up. So yeah, completely new custom audio tracks from scratch.
Well, that's good.
And that was the one condition they were given. So hopefully, Bethesda will stay true to their word that they won't DMCA takedown. So we'll see how it goes.
Speaking of like Fallout mods.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I haven't seen anything about it recently, but have you heard of the Fallout Miami mod?
Yes. That is another mod I'm also really looking forward to. It looks really good.
The last time I saw it, they had put out like a video, but it looked pretty good.
Oh man, there are so many Fallout 4 modding projects in the works. There's New Vegas, there's Miami, as you said. They're also remaking all of Fallout 3 in the Fallout 4 engine.
I saw something about somebody was trying to gather up people to do remake Fallout 1 in 4 or 3's engine. I don't remember.
It's probably in 4's engine, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's Fallout 1. I think it might be Fallout 2, but it goes by Project Arroyo, I think. Let me pull that up.
Yeah.
Project Arroyo. Yeah, Project Arroyo, Fallout 4. Yeah, it's okay. It's Fallout 2 that they're remastering on the Fallout 4 engine.
But I've seen something talking about doing 1 in 4's engine.
I'm sure there's someone somewhere doing that, because you can't do a modded remaster of New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Fallout 2 and just skip over Fallout 1.
Yeah.
I imagine there's someone doing that. Fallout 1 remastered mod.
Ooh.
So Fallout 1 remake in the New Vegas engine, but that's a video from 2015.
Ooh.
There's a more recent one from 2017. Yeah, I'll link you the forum thread on Nexus.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So, yeah, and I don't know how you feel about the DLC for Fallout New Vegas. I fucking love all the DLC.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
New Vegas DLC should probably be about the golden standard of how DLCs are done.
Yes. Like, that's, oh my god.
Like, it adds so much to the game, and not just like the things that it get put into the game.
Yeah.
Because it makes like an entire new story over 4 DLCs. And it gives you a reason to like play all of them.
Yes.
You don't have to play all of them, but there is a reason to.
What I love most about the DLC for Fallout New Vegas was how each DLC expansion expanded on the story that you learned in the base game. Like, you heard a lot. There are vague mentions about the Divide from Lonesome Road as early as Prim, when you talk to that guy that runs the Mojave Express, where he says, "I hope a storm from the Divide skins him alive." And while also mentioning or making a vague mention of Ulysses. And then you hear about Father Elijah from Veronica, and you learn about him going to the casino. I forget what it was. The Sierra Madre.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you hear about Joshua Graham, the burned man.
Yeah, there's like graffiti about him around the wasteland.
Yep.
So you see it.
Yeah. So it's,
and you don't have like you can't bring it up to any of the like if you talk to any of the Caesars people, like you cannot bring that up to them.
Yeah.
Like they specifically do not talk about him.
Yeah. So
then you find out there's a story reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just love how interconnected the DLCs expand on the story in the base game, and also how the stories of each DLC interconnect with each other. Because you'll notice, because you'll see mentions of Father Elijah and Ulysses in other DLC expansions.
Yeah, they play kind of heavily into the blues, because like that they were both at that place.
Yep. So,
and then you figure out like Ulysses went one way, and Elijah went the other.
Yep.
Like depending on like whatever order you play them in.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely agree with you there. The DLC for New Vegas is the gold standard for how DLC should be made.
Yes.
It's fucking... Okay, so and the reason why I bring up DLC is that the team working on the Fallout 4 New Vegas mod said that they might consider working on the DLC after they complete the main New Vegas mod. They have it on the back burner, but like I imagine that could easily be split up between 4 different mod teams. Like you have these 4 separate teams simultaneously working on the DLCs to contribute to this overall mod project.
Yeah.
I imagine it can't be that hard.
Like, it would probably just take some time, but...
Yeah, it would take time, but, like, I'm sure it could be done.
Oh, man, I might actually have to buy Fallout 4 then.
Oh, you should.
Fucking Todd!
Yeah, I have my problems with Fallout 4. I would say it's a good game, but it's not really a good game on its own. It's really lackluster. It's a fun shooter looter game if you're into that sort of thing, and also crafting and base building. But beyond that, you really need mods to get a really fulfilling experience. But I mean, if you do pick up Fallout 4, wait for the sale.
Oh yeah.
So just wait for that to roll around.
I'll have to get something that can actually play Fallout 4 first, also.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have a console?
No, I don't have any of the most modern console I have is a Switch.
Oh, okay.
And I've had like a laptop for like close to the last 5 years that I've been using. I've been meaning to build an actual like desktop computer, but I just have not got to that point yet.
Well, okay. Well, we can talk about that after the podcast is done.
Okay.
We can talk about like a possibility of like starting up a Patreon or taking commissions, but we'll do that after the podcast.
That. Yeah. I've thought about like opening up commissions, but I'm kind of iffy on it.
Yeah, I understand
things we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that.
And well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I've actually got it open. Like I've had one, and it's been open, but I've never advertised it.
Well, shit. That's I was going to ask you to show yourself in the podcast anyway. So,
but yeah, somebody actually found it and like added a few bucks to it, and I was this was the other day, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I get like an email, and it's like, you've got a patron. What? But I'm not really one to like show myself or anything, because I don't know. I just never really wanted to.
We can talk about that one-on-one once like we're done with the podcast. But I take it if all you have is a Switch, I take it you haven't been able to play the Outer Worlds yet.
No, but the same dude who runs the Fallout First, the cheaper than Fallout First Twitter. Mm-hmm. I've been like talking to him some about it, and he's loving Outer Worlds. Yeah. So I've been hearing a lot, like not just from, like I've been hearing a ton of good stuff about it.
Oh yeah, it's all of the praise you've heard about it. I can confirm. I know the creators of the game hate being compared to Fallout 76, but I mean, like, let's be real here. They
okay. As an aside, like how pumped do you think those people are that like 76 came out and it was fucking up, and then they announced their game. And
so I have a theory about that actually.
Oh no.
So do you remember the announcement trailer for the Outer Worlds?
Yes.
So, and when they said from the creators of the original Fallout and Fallout New Vegas,
yes,
they fucking did that on purpose.
No, yeah, they did that on purpose.
Yeah,
they fucking stuck that knife in and twisted.
Because they intentionally put that in there to say, hey, we're the good guys, or we're the guys that actually make good role-playing games. And and I got to talking to a buddy of mine after that trailer released, and he works in the game industry in marketing, and he was saying, companies actually don't really attack each other, and they're not ones to like get satisfied over the over a game doing poorly. Honestly, I think that's just PR talk, because let's be honest.
Probably.
When the whole Fallout, the Fallout First drama dropped like on the same day the Outer
It dropped
Worlds
like the
came
day
out.
before Outer Worlds.
That was
And
perfect.
You know
that was the
just had to be
perfect
fucking
marketing.
dancing about that.
Yeah. That's if there's no better marketing for the Outer Worlds, it was Fallout 76 fucking up. But yeah, it's like the Outer Worlds is, you can tell it is dripping with everything you remember from Fallout New Vegas. It has all of the same features and mechanics, but like it has such a higher step above the quote unquote role playing aspects and writing aspects of Fallout 4.
I heard somebody compare it more towards the like the KOTOR games.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. The writing for the Outer Worlds is so fucking good. I played an hour of it, and the writing for it was so much better than anything you will ever find in Fallout 4.
Ooh.
Because just the use of the dialogue, because it's like, what if an entire solar system is run exclusively by corporations? How would a culture like that develop? And the writers took care to expand on that as much as they could. And you can tell with the use of language these people use. I was talking with an NPC early on in the game, and what he said was something to the effect of, forget it, I'll just tell you the information. That's what he meant to say. His actual words were, void it, as in when you void a contract. And it's that type of writing that just fucking makes sense, that tells you this is a fully realized, in-depth world that has so much so many layers to it and so much thinking behind it, that the writers cared what they were doing to make the world feel fleshed out and lived in, as opposed to Fallout 4, where the head writer for that game was Emil Pagliarulo, who is a fucking hack fraud of a writer and doesn't give a shit about anything. You have to make money. You have to get enough money to build yourself a PC and get yourself the Outer Worlds. It's a great fucking experience. If not, at least try to find like a good playthrough of it on YouTube.
Ooh. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff from a lot of different people. So, like, I'll probably give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah. I've actually run out of topics to talk about.
I could tell more con stories.
Sure. Yeah. I would love to hear more stories about.
Yeah, I know
BroNYCon.
you said like you weren't there for 2 days of it.
Yeah.
But I was there all 4 days, and we like me and just a big group of people, like just hung out the entire time. It was me, Lockhart. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah. I know him from the Strange Waifu server.
Yeah, you know him from there. But like him, honestly, if you follow a lot of my stuff, you've probably seen me replay. But it was me, him, Pably, M Cogwheel, Anandi Anon, Cows Are Tasty, 322, and just more people.
Yeah.
Like just a ton more people. But we hung around just the entire con and just did a ton of drawing, like hanging out at the drawing circle and all that. But we went. Okay, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
We went to. Oh, what was it? It was the voice actors panel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that big main area that they had with all.
Yeah.
Like the stage and everything.
Yeah.
They had that, and we went there, and we only went there to see Alamex.
Mm-hmm.
And we go there, and we're like, I think like Celestia's voice actor was up there.
Yeah.
The Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy's voice actor was up there.
Mm-hmm.
The who else was it? The fan voice for Rainbow Dash, not Rainbow Dash. Vinyl Scratch was up there.
Oh yeah, no whacking.
Yeah, Noah King was up there. And like we get there, and we're so fucking pumped. But we're just so pumped to see Alamex. And anytime he's on stage, and we're just like just fucking wilding out about it. We're just going crazy.
Yeah.
And we're like, look at him, look, he's up there. Because we want to hear him go, greetings, I am Princess Celestia. That panel was a little weird because like you had like fandom voice actors up there.
Yeah.
But they didn't say why they were there. So if you didn't know, like, you know, you would just be like, who are these people and why are they up there?
Yeah, because like not everyone knows who Alamex is.
No, not everybody has like seen his Celestia. And you know, you may not know like the greetings, I am Princess Celestia.
Yeah, which by the way, you do a great Alamex Celestia impression.
I can only do like 3. And ever since I've done that, I've been just like, I'll just trail off into it all the time. Like fucking, I'll be in a call with friends and be like, I'll just start going on about that. Fucking TJ Poems asked me to do a voice for something, and I did it. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I have, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I won't link it then, but he's just like, I need. Like he's just like, I need Celestia saying she needs a big bag of walnuts. I'm like, okay, sure. Give me 5 minutes. And also the one where I'm screaming like 45 seconds straight.
Oh yeah.
That one, there's a little bit of a story to that one. I was in a call. They were like, we need Celestia just screaming like in pain. like discomfort and all that. And I'm like, okay. So what I do is I go into my bathroom with my computer.
Yep.
Like just take my entire laptop in there, and I close the door so it's really echoey.
Yeah.
And I just start just going on. And I went straight for like 45 seconds, and I get done, and I upload it through Discord to him. And I'm like, is that enough? And he's like, yeah, sure, this'll work. And I think Anon actually reused that audio. The funniest thing about it is that 7.99 megabytes, so it just slides right under the upload limit for Discord.
Very good, very good.
Oh, TJ's animations are great.
Yeah, it's
like,
I'm not sure. I may have said this before. I say I want to get a lot of people on, but I also really want to get TJ on.
He would probably be up for it. I don't know.
Does he even have a Discord?
I think so. Yeah.
I can't. Discord is like the new Skype. Who doesn't have Discord?
Yeah. Well, no, he's got I mean, he's got an account, but he's also got. I think he's got like his own Discord.
Oh yeah.
But I can ask him if he wants on.
Yeah, sure.
But what else? Yeah, about the con. Oh. We went to what was that panel called? The Animation Live panel.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that Saturday. I want to say it was that Saturday. We went there, and like we had to wait like an hour to get in the line for the panel.
Yeah.
Because there were just so many people there. And me and a few other people did parts for. There was a Prince whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a song, and he's like what did he call it? Solidarity. But he did a like a multi-animator project for it.
Mm-hmm.
For like the music video for it. And me and I know Anandi Anand was in it, and MCOG was in it, and a few other people that I know. Like, we all did parts for it, so we were like, well, we got to go there and be there during this. And we go there and we just like listen to the entire panel, and it was pretty cool. Like, because you had a bunch of people showing off like it was the name was a little weird because it was like animating live.
Yeah. I think I know the panel you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't get to go to any panels, but I saw all of the programming.
Yeah, but like I know Alamec showed his Griffin Village animation, or at least what he's got done of it.
Yeah, he's still working on that, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he still is. But yeah, like it's called animating live.
Yeah.
So you expect maybe like they're going to talk about animation or something. But you've just got a bunch of people showing off things that they have animated.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it was some good stuff up there. But, like, half of the stuff was not even, like, completely done yet.
Yeah.
So it's, like, a bunch of work in progress stuff.
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird. But, I mean, that panel was all right. We went for, what did we go to? What was the one? It was like the first night or something. It was like at 1 a.m. They had a
oh jeez
like drawing scenes from a hat.
Oh yeah, the hooves line is it anyway?
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Yeah.
What they did was they got a bunch of artists up there, and, like a bunch of like community guests and all that up there.
Yeah.
And everybody got a piece of paper,
mm-hmm.
and you got to write something on it. You put it in the hat. And then, they take the hat up there and everybody like draws out, somebody draws out something and everybody like starts drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm just going to straight up talk shit about this. They probably clearly vetted what they had people drawing.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Because, and I'm not just being mad because my request didn't get drawn.
Oh.
But like it's a 1 a.m. panel. They can be a little you can have some jokes up there. You can
get away with being risque.
Yeah, you can be a little bit risque. But it was just so like it just felt like everything was scrubbed clean.
Mm.
Like anything that was even like remotely spicy was just gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
And ultimately we were like, this wasn't worth staying up to like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? I know like half my friends got a picture with Chris Chan.
I saw him once.
I saw him the first day. I should have got him to like sign my sketchbook or something.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, not right now. But I feel like I should have done it.
To be honest, I was kind of expecting like an autism fit from him, but I guess he was decently well behaved for the convention.
I guess I didn't really. Besides, like that first day, I didn't hear anything else.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's good. It's like drama is fun to watch, but it's not fun to watch that drama in person.
Yeah. We can sit here and talk shit about it all we want.
Yeah.
Like being part of it is not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what else did we do that was notable? I went through we went to vendor hall so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And just hunted for like cool, like, because there was a bunch of artists vending stuff.
Oh god, yeah, a lot of artists. Oh, and a lot of like not even pony artists. They were just there to capitalize on selling their shit.
Yeah. There was a bunch of people there that were doing that.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of good stuff at the con too. Oh, did you see that dude who was doing like the metal stuff up there?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I bought some stuff from there, and it was pretty cool. Like I got a few buttons from him that were
Nice.
like the metal buttons, all one piece of metal.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got a bottle opener with a Kieran on it.
Nice.
For the Kieran beer.
Yeah, the Kieran beer, yeah. Oh, that reminds me. There's the liquor store down the street from me actually sells Kieran beer. I should try that out sometime.
Oh, I thought about trying to like see if we could find it and drink some, like me and a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
But,
I know it's like a specialty imported beer, so maybe not a whole lot of places would just like off the hand have that. So.
Oh, somebody sent me somebody let me know about a picture that was made at it wasn't at BroNYCon, but it was a con before.
Yeah.
And somebody had like a big keg, and they had printed out a picture of like, I drew a picture of a Kieran yelling, "Kieran beer is not pee."
Yeah.
And they had printed that out and like stuck it to it.
Oh, I kind of want to see that now.
I got it somewhere.
Because I know the sketch you're talking about. I've seen it before, but to imagine seeing that on a keg, that sounds fucking hilarious.
It is somewhere. You got to give me a minute to hunt.
Yeah,
because it is probably somewhere deep within my my downloads. Oh, where is it? Where is it? While I'm looking for this, another cool thing that I saw was what was it? Did you see those cards that people were handing out that said Papa Anand's Pizza on it?
Oh yes, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I ran the last day of the con, like right before the con was up. I ran into the people that made those.
Oh, nice.
It was the Pony Archive, like it was the people running the Pony Archive.
Yeah, I know the one.
And they like I ran into them like just complete chance because we were gonna go to the vendor hall like one last time within the last hour. And I think MCOG told me, hey, they were like, fuck, let's go find them. They had shirts that had that on it.
I saw those as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I found the keg picture.
Oh, nice.
Here it is. Oh fuck, it's gonna take a second to upload.
Oh no, that's fine.
But yeah, I run into those dudes, and I just told them, I was like, yo, this is absolutely fucking cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Because I did not. I think I told them like so weird. It's so that I shit post out so hard, like.
Oh, that's nice. I love that.
There's the Kieran picture.
That's great. I'm gonna share that around. Well, Jargon, it's been an absolute pleasure. This podcast has gone on for 3 hours. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I need to get some dinner. Anyways, Jargon, thank you so much for being my first guest. I think this episode has gone very well. This actually went better than I thought it would. So before I cut you loose here, where can people find your work?
You can find me on Twitter at I think it's twitter.com jargon. I think it's _Scott. It might be _Scott.
I'll be sure to put the link in the description.
It's _Scott.
Okay. And where else?
There. Most everything I have made is on Derpy.
Yep. I'll post your artist tag.
That's the main places that my stuff gets uploaded to. I've got like a DeviantArt, a Tumblr, and all that, but I don't really update them.
Yeah.
Especially since like Tumblr shit the bed.
Yeah. I don't care for Tumblr either.
No, that could be a whole nother podcast topic.
Yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, I would definitely love to have you back on sometime.
I'd love to be on again.
This has been a great experience.
Yeah, this has been pretty good for first time I'm on a podcast.
Yeah. All right, Jargon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening to this, and I will see you all next week.
Night, everybody.
All right. And